So the topic is women are protected by men. When does protection from men begin? If you haven't already, hit that like button and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and kick it off with this question, man. I got a clip that I'm going to play, but just to kick it off. Let's define what protection means. Let's define what protection means. How do you define protection in a relationship? And should a man start providing this protection for a woman? Start with you first, Will.
Repeat that for me one more time, please.
Defining protection. How do you define protection in a relationship? And should a man start providing this protection? When should a man start providing this protection for a woman?
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Is very simple to describe. I think it's simply being cognizant of your environment and trying to avoid situations, trying to prevent situations, avoid situations, and or de-escalate situations. And if situations escalate for whatever reason, you just make sure you put yourself between your woman in danger. And if you fail to secure her or protect her or whatever the case may be, you did your best to keep her from harm. I mean, just because you do your best don't mean you will be successful. It just is what it is. Protection doesn't mean a guarantee. Oh, and when should it start? I think protection starts when you decide that you want her to be your woman. Now, if you take her on a date, if she's not your woman yet, and you take her on a date, you do all those preventative measures. You be cognizant of your environment. You try to prevent situations. You try to de-escalate, avoid situations, and or de-escalate situations. And if it was to arise where the situation progressed, then you make a decision. Hey, baby girl, hey, I advise you to leave because I'm about to leave. I am not about to get harmed for you. You are not my woman. You are some chick I am entertaining. But if she's your woman, then you put yourself between her and danger.
All right, go ahead, Trev. Same question. Defining what protection means. How do you define it in a relationship? And when should a man start providing this protection for a woman?
All right, so protection, there's a lot of ways that us as men protect women, and a lot of people will revert straight to the physical, but it's more than that, right? Women crave security from a man, and part of that is physical for sure. Secondly, it's also like emotional protection, right? We protect them from a lot of the things that we deal with in the world. Sometimes you don't let them know every single thing just because you may know how they would react to it. Like we know what we can handle versus what they can handle, so we'll shield them from that. Right. That's another thing. We try to protect them financially. That's another form of protection where we could she could be at ease, right? Rest in her femininity, like they say. When it starts, I believe it starts immediately. We'll refer to it a little bit. Like you could just be dating a woman, but if something was to jump off, you are going to come to her protection, right? But it's levels to it. Just like the woman is not going to give you everything on the first date. It's not expected that we are full blown protecting you in every way off rip. It's something that has to be earned from women, right? We have to understand that what type of woman you are. First of all, we have to consider ourselves, right? We have to see what your thresholds are, what type of what's your emotional intelligence like? Are you going to put me in situations where I am forced to protect you because of some shit you started? That could be problematic. So we have to assess what type of a female that you are to be worthy of our protection, because I'm all for it, but not at my expense, right? It doesn't mean that even though I would, if it's a real threat happens and you are under my coverage, then yes, I am putting myself on the line to protect you. But what we have to understand is that that's only under an emergency. We don't want to have to revert to that all the time. And we also have to consider if I give you the ultimate protection and sacrifice myself, who's going to protect you now? So that's what we have to worry about. I'll leave it there for now.
All right, go ahead, KP. Same thing, defining protection in a relationship. And also, when does it start? When does it start for?
It starts automatically. It's an unwritten rule for men that we are protectors. And when we're in the presence of women, that is part of chivalry. No matter which part of the relationship, onset, it being a committed one and defined roles, you have to provide that thing to her to one, establish that you're a man that she can fall into a covering to. 2, women crave protection. 3, like, that's a given, because you're not going to be in a relationship when you can't protect a woman. A lot of women say, well, I want a man with sensitivity, a man like me. No, you don't. You want someone that treats you right and is a brute with anyone else if it ever came to that point. Because where I grew up, I had many men, ooh, he would kill somebody over me. I think women like that edge. That's why the soft guy never really gets anywhere. Protection starts from the time he says, hi, you fine, what's your sign? I drop it there.
What's wrong, Will?
I think I never understand why dudes need protection starts at hello for women that they don't know, that they have no jurisdiction over. Like, I don't.
So to answer that question, if you saw that woman that just told you, when you wish to, like, actually, that aesthetics caught your eye, she moves about 5 to 6 feet from you. There's a wild dude there, start whipping her ass. Will you intercede or not?
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I mean you cut from different cloths.
All right.
I'm not gonna end up on the Channel 7 News.
Let me go ahead and get Cam in there. What are your thoughts about this conversation thus far? Welcome to the panel, brother. How do you define protection in a relationship, and when should a man start providing this protection for a woman?
Yeah, just keeping a woman out of harm's way, mentally, physically, spiritually, keep it up from harm. And, that's what protection is. And I think it should start like once you and that woman create some type of bond or understanding of each other. You know what I'm saying? Some type of personal relationship, Anything before that, sort of like Will said, you'll be putting yourself in danger, because a lot of women out here are doing a lot of things. And just because they're talking to you right now, that don't mean they have like multiple things going on, behind your back that you don't have any knowledge of. So, yeah. Like once you build some type of personal relationship bond with a woman, understanding.
Cam, let me ask you a follow-up question. I think Kenny might have something for you too, because it came off mute. Have you always felt that way? Or do you think times are different now? Has something changed in your life where you feel like a woman doesn't deserve protection from day one?
Really, I always felt this way, because ever since I was a child, I was always like, I was like 8 or 9, and I had a homeboy, you go with how play together. But he always had older sisters, and his sisters had cousins, all female. So they used to sit around and just have conversation about me and things. So I just used to eat up and learn. So it's just not now. It's like my understanding of women and the things that they do. I just have a keen understanding of it. So I always been like this.
All right. KP, you have something for him?
So the dynamic of the unruly woman, leave her to the streets and let nature take its course. There's 2 sides to that coin. So the dynamic that you place is that I have to actually know this woman, to give her that provision, the unwritten rule that most men abide to. So that makes me scratch my head and I'm perplexed. So that doesn't show me that you know anything about chivalry. That would lead me to believe you're the same dude that would knock a woman down to get in the door first. No show,
Where did
no
all that come from?
not open the door, nor slide in a chair. Because you were given an opportunity to use both sides of your brain and you didn't. You just stood on the negative, and that's no disrespect to you. If you know, you know. But I can't see, and I gave the dynamic, a woman that piques your interest, aesthetically pleasing in the first 5 to 7 seconds. She doesn't give you a time of day. She moves 5 feet from you, and a crazy man starts pummeling her. I heard from one man that, nah, I'm not lifting a brow. Let nature take its course. Then I heard you make a non-distinct point about you having 19 or so cousins and sisters and them talking, which had nothing to do with the point. So I'm confused as for what side of the fence you stand on. Or you
Hold up, my
truly
phone.
look at God.
Well, to that, hey, Trev, if she step over 5 to 7 feet and some dude start pummeling her, karma's a bitch. She had an opportunity.
Hey,
She had
look,
an
I tell you what.
opportunity to
So
protect
wait,
her.
would you hit 911 for her or no?
Oh yeah, I called 911 for her. Absolutely.
All right, well you
I don't wanna see
protecting her.
Yeah, I don't
You
want to see
protecting her.
her get beat
Yeah.
down, but I mean, it's not my responsibility. I'll
So
call
he was
911 for
No,
anybody who get beat down.
so he would
right.
stand there, watch her get beaten while he's pressing 911 nice and slow rather than try to intercede.
Well, don't say I'm doing it nice and slow, sir. I'll call 911. I'll call 911 as fast as my fingers can dial 911. I'll yell for security, but that's not my job, sir. I do not get paid to protect random women on planet Earth. It's not my job.
I do have another question. If a woman can protect herself, does that mean that a man's role in her life becomes less important when it comes to protection? What you think?
Protect herself against what?
Anything. I mean, if she feels like she can protect herself.
I mean, women can feel like they can protect themselves, but they can't truly protect themselves. They can't truly protect themselves. I mean, see, here's what happens. We have a really soft society over here. We make it very easy. There's a lot of policemen. There's a lot of government, a lot of things in place. So it's cool. But it doesn't take but a single day for some wild shit to happen. You saw what just happened with the power over in Europe just now, right? You saw what was going on over there. They was panicking. People stuck in elevators. They needed somebody to come rescue them. I'm pretty sure the firemen is probably like 80 to 90% men. Like the people who are going to service the grids, the people who like, and you got to understand, let's say that happened for a week. You know what happens in a week? Food goes bad. Supplies are limited. Now people starting to get the blammies instead, and they can't protect themselves. In the blink of an eye, we can have a natural storm. We got global warming or whatever. We see these freak out weathers. We could talk like we've seen it here. Look at the Superdome. Look what was going on in there. We've seen some catastrophic situations happen. Electrical grids went down. Y'all in Texas, y'all know how that go. Women can't protect themselves. It seems like they can, but in a blink of an eye, you can't. So it's not a good mentality to have. You should always have a respect for the protection that men are constantly providing. It's just one of the things that women take for granted. They're always being shielded and protected by men. If you go overseas, you see what really happens when it's not such a patriarchy like it is here that they complain about. You start to see like, well, damn, you can't go to school. You can't drive. Saudi Arabia just now started letting women drive. Like, you got to understand that there are so many protections that are already in place by men, majority, that they just have to appreciate it. They can't protect themselves. Just think about it, man versus woman. Most men know that if they had 5 women that said they wanted to fight, it would be an easy challenge, right? If it ever comes down to it, women cannot protect themselves. They don't have the same bone density, tensile strength. It's no competition. Women can't protect themselves. It is what it is. We got to understand that. Not to say that we want to, we're not violent beings, right? We are protecting women this entire time. It's just that women should realize that they are constantly being shielded by men.
Sir, at least have the courtesy to go and stop Cam while you rolling your tweed, out of respect for the panel. Thank you very much. As for women being able to protect themselves, that's a no-go. There's a small percentage that could deal with you hand-to-hand combat, and those are the larger ones that would try to sit on you. That's why they're a liability in terms of war. They're a liability on the streets, and until they and I don't want to touch the alphabet community, because that would have to lean heavily into that community, because they're the ones that feel that anything I could do better. I could do anything better than you. I could even walk around with a fake penis and just try to emulate a man, but when I get that right cross the jaw, my feminine qualities come out in how I scream. Not condoning violence to anyone, but they have a false security and they're delusional. Those ones that think that they can measure up to a man, and it becomes a ego shocking conversation when you say you're not equal to them. But then when given the opportunity, equal lefts or equal rights, they really don't want to play that game. It's conditional. The end all, the be all. That's why they are helpmeet. Men are men, women are women. Know the difference.
All right. And White, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Got a question for you. Do you believe women should only feel protected after they earned it? Or is it a man's duty from the start?
I think it's the duty from the start. It's innate. But if somebody come up to you and say that you ain't shit and they don't need your help and all that shit, I will walk away. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not about to sit there and fight with them to help them. Like, you don't want me to help? Okay. Well, I'll go the opposite way.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Cam, can you keep that off the cam, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite way. Because hey, it's not like I'm getting pleasure out of coming to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it out of an innate sense of duty. And if you are adamant on you don't want the assistance, sometimes you gotta let people see that the fire is hot. The grass is green, and whatever the issue they're going through, sometimes you gotta let them see. Maybe not enough so that they perish, but just so they realize, like, you know what, I probably need to change my approach and change my thoughts on this. This person is stepping in front of me. If they're willing to step in and stop this stuff, maybe I shouldn't disrespect them and tell them I don't want the help.
Would you say, Marcus, after 3 or 4 rights and she's yelling, stop? That's when you might want to be like, hey, get off her. Something like that.
No, well, I would stop it initially just out the gate. But if she tell me, get the fuck out of my face, like say 2 people is fighting and they get the fuck out of our business, you know what? You right. You right. I will fall back. I will fall all the way back. Because I had situations where there was a lady running down the street before. She got in a domestic with her man, and he stripped her dress off. She running like she had pennies in the bra running down the street. We upped the fire on him and made him stand there while we went and got her some clothes. You know what I'm saying? And then got her straight. She didn't respond no crazy way. She was just real thankful. And every time I saw that lady after that, she was so nice. Her daughters were so thankful. She had 2 little daughters. And dude was just steady on that bullshit. Yet another time, I was cool with both of them. Like in that group, I didn't really know them, but I would see them rarely. But the other one, I grew up around, and when I separated, dude wasn't even tripping. He just was like, "Man, she be." I'm like, "Nah, you can't do that though." And I just restrained him. You know what I'm saying? But it just be in you to jump up and help. I ain't gonna hold you. But they didn't tell me, get the fuck away. This ain't none of your business. Had they approached it like that, because you risk your life going in there. I seen the situations or heard the situations where they're turn to jump your ass. They'll be fighting each other. You jump in between it, and they'll jump you.
I've seen something like that before.
There was something like that about a
those are some
year and a half ago, I think,
New
where
York stuff. New
a
York women
dude
will
got
do that shit.
a
Good
dude
evening,
got blamed
Ekene.
for intervening between the domestic. So you're putting yourself in a situation, and he's not here, and the couple that was quarreling still is. So you just have to understand that risk anytime you decide to intervene.
And Trey, is that shit fair to your family? That you jumped in the middle of two people that probably shouldn't have been together, that probably been told a million times they need to be gone, and then you get smoked? Now your family is down a protector, down a provider, down all the information and guidance and everything that they needed, love and everything else. Because these two people couldn't get their shit together.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
What you thinking over there, Will?
Just thinking how much people call me a contrarian because I disagree with these brothers, and they think I just disagree to be disagreeable, I guess. But I think women can protect themselves. I think they got the full force of the United States Police Department on their side. And when they make any type of accusation, the boys in blue come a running. And if you don't have a vagina, you are the prime suspect, sir. They will believe 99% of what these women say, whether it's true or false, unless it's just so obviously inaccurate. But yes, sir. No, I believe women got a cell phone. They got random simps. They got people like Marcus. They got people like Kenny that's going to jump in and help. Yes, absolutely. Women can protect themselves. They can protect themselves without even trying. All they got to do is look over to some guy and act like they are in distress, and somebody willing to lose their life going to come running to the rescue. So yes, sir. Yes, they can protect themselves.
Will, is that them protecting themselves though, or them enlisting help to get protection?
No, it's them protecting themselves because they listen. If I'm a kingpin and somebody's about to try to attack me, and I can send my foot soldiers to handle business, I'm protecting myself. I hired, if I'm a presidential candidate or a congressman or actual president, I've got the Secret Service or any other type of government officials there to protect me. I'm not doing it myself per se, but I am saying, hey, do your job, get them.
No, because that'll be that the Secret Service is protected. The mob is protecting you, not that actual person.
But I'm telling them, I'm ordering them. These women summons y'all, and y'all come running.
Summons is a strong word.
So Will, what I was saying is that
Marcus, Will is right. Will is right.
All right. So what I was saying,
the reason, I'm sorry.
No, he's
the
not.
reason why I said Will is right is because check this out. Whatever you do against a woman in the United States, she is coached, taught, raised that there is a police officer out there ready to come and mess you up. You might not be said verbally like that, right? But that's how they are conditioned. So they have protection just like the president of the United States, just like that congressman. But that protection might not be visibly with her all the time, right? But one phone call away and your identity, that's it. That's all they need. And she's protected. There is a reason why we don't slap the shit out of women in this country, except if we don't give a damn about our future, you know? We don't give a damn about anything else. We don't give a damn about being a felon automatically. It's because we know the consequences of doing that. We know she's protected. She is protected.
No, I just don't, I
so
just don't want to
Ikene, let
slap
me ask you
women.
this, Ikene, real quick. Ikene, let me ask you this. You said the reason why you don't slap the shit out of your women is because of the protection. If those protections were not there, would you slap the shit out of your women anyways?
You're not going to slap a woman just if she doesn't do anything, but we all know what they do. You know that every time you
Don't say
next to a
we,
woman.
sir. That's
Okay, I
don't
know.
we
Okay,
all.
that's okay. I know that if I spend a week with a woman, that out of that week, the 6 days out of that week, I will be pushed against the wall so many times. You see what I'm saying? You'll be pushed against the wall so many times.
What does that
As
mean,
a man,
Ekene?
you're going to
So
react.
does that mean you would
But
slap her or no?
no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. But you know you can come close to doing that. But I gotta tell you, me as a person might not do it because I don't get nothing from it, right? But there are men out there that are ready to do it just to straighten her up. But guess what? The reason why they don't do it is because they know that one slap, their life is ruined. As long as she
Yeah.
reports it,
Okay.
I'm ready to charge. I'm ready to press charges. Except if she doesn't press charges. But if she does it, you are ruined.
Okay.
Ekene.
So with the other point I wanted to ask you about is because you were saying when I kind of laid it out, I said that women are protected by men. I don't think you disagreed. Because they're still protected by men. They're not protecting themselves. If you're protected by a man, that doesn't make any sense.
Are you
When we say
asking me?
protect yourself, no, you agree with Will. I think Will is absolutely wrong too. But you were saying that you agreed. You said Will is right. So I was saying that women are not protecting themselves if you're using men as a proxy. That's not how it goes.
It
Protecting
depends on.
yourself means you're protecting yourself.
I
Self.
gotta disagree with you, Trev, on that. I gotta disagree with you. It depends on the country. In Nigeria, men can protect women any day, any day. In America, I'm not gonna protect no woman because I'm gonna lose my life. These
It's your
men here
personal
shoot
feeling,
guns,
though.
man. They don't
That's
throw
your personal
punches.
feeling. That's
No,
your
wait, that's a
personal.
different point. What the point that I was refuting was women don't protect themselves. Women can't protect themselves. They use the men for protection almost always. So it's still not protecting yourself. You're being protected by other men,
It's
Like if
just
you,
which
like when
is,
you
you know what I'm saying?
when a woman calls a police officer, right? Let's say if a woman is in distress and she calls for help, she don't expect
Mhm.
other women to show up there. I don't know. She expects men to show up there.
Right.
so who's protecting her?
So men will protect her any day, anytime. But
Right.
as a wise man in 2025, you have to know which country you are in and you protecting a woman unarmed. You can't
So which
just
country
pull
you
off.
in? Ekene, which country are you in?
Man, I'm in America and I'm not going to protect no woman. I don't give a damn how innocent she is. I
Oh
didn't.
Yeah,
damn.
but you're
That's
talking out two
crazy.
sides of your face. You
God
said
You saw
damn.
what?
God
Ekene,
damn.
you said that you with discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying
You
to
saw what
figure that
now?
out.
No, he didn't
You
say he
said
was
you're
with
with
discipline. He
discipline.
said 6 out of 7 times a week he would feel if it wasn't for America or other men instigating or getting involved that
No,
she would
that's not
need
what
to
I
get.
said. But I said I'm not going to do it. Even in Nigeria, I never did it. Okay, let me tell you this, right? I've
We believe you,
never in
Ikene.
my life, no, I'm telling you with God Almighty, I've never any day in my life start beating a woman just because she pissed me off. Never did that.
Wait. So you
Wait, so
may
what
have
reason was
put
it?
That's
hands on a woman for
So what
different circumstances.
You saw what?
so what was
So
the
you have different.
circumstances?
What are the circumstances that
There
you
has
had
never
to
been a
put the hands on?
circumstance, but the only actually the one that happened here in America, not even in Nigeria.
Oh, so you did it in
I was
America?
no. Hold on, brother. I was 23 years old, right? And we were having a conversation, regular conversation that doesn't mean anything, just regular argument. And this 32-year-old woman just started beating me up. I was
Oh, well, that's
10 years
different.
older than me.
Just for
Just
nothing?
because
She started putting
I'm
hands on
coming.
you?
I'm just, hold on a minute. Just because we disagreed. I was a little boy. But she felt she's older, and you know, some women believe that when they're older than you like that, they can slap you around. I was like, I'm not having that.
Hold on.
I put her in
You
a
know,
Wait,
place right away.
what?
Police came, right? Police people showed up. She called police. I was a little boy, 22 years old. She called police. They asked me what's my age. I told them they asked her age. She almost got arrested right
but
away.
she put
Like
hands
22,
on you.
you
That's
grown.
assault.
You grown at 22. You can you're
No,
a little
no,
boy.
I'm grown at 22, but guess what? She's 10 years older. That's the way they saw it. And
See?
besides that, everybody there said she was the aggressor. But
Hey,
I'm just,
Ekene.
you see, That's a
He was
history.
he,
I'm not going to
he was
change
over there. He was
history.
Well, I
over
don't
there
think the
snitching on
age.
his girl.
Yeah, I don't think the age had anything to do with it. I think it
But
might have been that she might have been the aggressor, but I don't.
she's the aggressor.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
what I'm
think
saying.
the age determined.
Number one, this is what they told her. They told her he's a young kid. He's a young man. He's a young man. That's what they told her. He's a young man. You older than him. Why would you put your hands on him? So they were looking at it that she should know better. You see what I'm saying, right?
So
Yeah.
Ekene, what I'm getting from your
Yeah.
story is you was fighting for your life. You said you hit her,
I
but she
was
was still
fighting for
putting
my
that
life,
work
brother.
in. Huh?
Hey, look,
I
hey
was,
Kenny, I don't fault you for that because
I was
listen,
a
if
little
somebody
kid.
attacks you, it's a different ball game. Like it
Yeah,
is what
that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. That's the
At that
only
point, yeah.
time. That's the only time I had to defend myself. But other than that, I don't have time to sit down with a woman and argue or get to that level. But what I'm trying to say is this: outside America, yes, things like that will result. Over here, does it happen here? Of course, it does happen here. But
Oh
men
hell,
that would engage in that should know the consequences as well. You see what I'm
yo,
saying? They
lemon
should know the
pepper.
consequences.
You
What
got
the
that.
hell?
I'm gonna keep it a
Yo,
bean.
lemon
It's
pepper.
Where
nothing
your
in
gavel
America
at,
that's
Brute? Where your gavel at?
it, it's nothing in America.
There you go.
It's nothing in America that's gonna stop me from doing the shit I want to do. I just figure out how to do it without getting caught. So if that's what I wanted to do, I would have been doing that shit. I just don't want to do that at all. Like I don't know. Like that, I never thought about that shit. Like, how can I make sure I get a 6 out of 7 combo? No, it never occurred.
Hey Kenny, you still know that girl that put hands on you? You and her cool?
Oh, I think after that, they have never seen her again.
Oh, she just randomly came. You
No,
fought for
no,
your
because
life. Police
no,
came.
no. We used to know each other. I used to go to their place and hang out. But after that, I never went there anymore to hang out with them. And
I
then
wouldn't hang out either.
I was gone. No, after that, there was no really. I was gone. I've never seen them again since then.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I never went back there anymore.
All right, let me go ahead and get Judge Bruiser in there. What's going on?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Look
So
at
what
this
the hell y'all
wop.
talking about? Protection?
Look at this
Okay, since you
whopper
coming,
nigga.
yeah, since you coming in, I'm gonna go ahead and start running this. I'm gonna start running this clip, man. Did get one super sticker came in from Chica Carter, $5. Shaka Carter, $5 super sticker. Thank you for that. Go ahead and
I
get
mean,
to
I did hear something about protection. Were y'all already on a protection topic?
yeah. I mean, it still got something to do with the whole protection thing. But I was
Okay,
gonna
go ahead.
if you didn't know. But if you do want to answer this question before we do, which I asked everybody else, how do you define protection in a relationship, and when should a man start providing this protection for a woman?
This is how I define protection in a relationship or period. Protection is it's like a preventative measure. It's like you're seeing the outcome and you're interrupting the potential of a negative outcome or a harmful experience. So protection is not necessarily coming to the aid or assistance or help of somebody that you is so significant other or somebody you actually care about. It's also preventing it from happening. So I would argue that protection starts immediately if this person is deemed something that you are in a relationship with, you actually care, and you're responsible for their best interests. Help is different. I know Akini said something about I'm not helping or I'm not protecting nobody. There's a difference. So like as a man, if I see a woman being assaulted or harmed by somebody, I can come to her help. That's different than protection. Protection is I see her getting ready to do something stupid that's going to cause harm to her as a response to her behavior. And I'm getting in front of her like, whoa, don't do that because you're going to get hurt or something like this is going to happen. No. Most guys are like, yo, if you do that, your dumb ass is going to get hit by a car. Or if you do that, this is going to happen. Protection is like, hey, I'm not going to even let you do that. I'm going to make you aware of the potential harm that could come into your life. And I'm going to stand and interrupt that to keep you from happening. Help is different. Help is, okay, it's done happened. Now here I am. Let me help you get up. Let me put some bandages on your wounds. That's help. So there's a difference.
I didn't get yours, Khalil. Same question to you before I play this clip. How do you define protection in a relationship, and when should a man start providing this protection for a woman?
I define protection by making a woman aware. See, making a woman aware. And I would say
What?
making a woman aware. Can you hear me or should I take the
Yeah.
AirPods up?
No,
Yeah, making a woman aware of things. Because nowadays I learned that a lot of times when you start off too early, women look at protection like control. You know, that's one thing that I've been learning, dating and right now. So you try not to put the uh trying to protect too early because they look at it like control. So I would say once you start coming over, spending the night uh regularly, you start to put some protection in there. But I would say nowadays you have to be mindful of how much protection and how progressive that protection is, and how be mindful of how you protect and how they can perceive it, because it can be perceived as controlling nowadays.
Okay. Talking a lot about that bedroom there, Uncle Will.
You said what?
So you're talking a lot about the bedroom and putting that protection up in there.
No, not even that. I ain't talking about that.
That sounds like it, man. Big Ann 11, $10 says, yeah, why Bruiser got on this stripper uniform. I thought he retired, Will. The 499 says, Joe Brown, Mathis, or Judy. Who's the inspiration? Well, thank you guys for contributing.
Yeah, no worries.
By the way, I just got off of my other channel that I'm trying to get rolling with Sweeney, man. It's a satire channel, so check it out. Plead the filth. Filth.
All right.
Lemon pepper, my man.
All right, I'm about to go ahead and run this clip, man. So this clip falls right in line with the women are protected by men. I don't know if you guys seen the clip with Myron Gaines and the Christian that had beef with him. Did y'all see that clip? So I'm gonna go ahead and run this clip, man, and then we go ahead and react to it. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you remember me at all?
No.
Okay. So can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men? In a short version, what do you think they should do to be successful with women?
To be successful with women,
Yeah.
okay, are we talking about like getting a girl for a long-term relationship, just to get laid? What are we talking about?
Well,
here?
I think the only reason should be for a long-term relationship and marriage. I mean, that's Jesus Christ founded it. But I'm just curious what your prescription is.
Well, I've talked about this. I think guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say $100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right, sexual body count.
All right. And then is that the last one?
And then there's one more, but that's fine. You could go ahead and
Okay.
engage with what I've said so far.
So the reason I asked that is
We'll stop it right there real quick. Will, do you feel like men need to have experience with women sexually? No.
Not to the capacity of which he's describing. I don't think you need to have much experience with women sexually at all. If you want to please women sexually, you need experience sexually. But to talk, if you learn how to talk, you know how to talk. If you learn how to move, you know how to move. Whether you are actively engaging in sex or not is irrelevant. Women don't know if you know how to have sex until it's time to have sex. So,
okay.
I don't understand the point of that video. Where they were
No, I'm not done with it yet. I just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt.
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable. And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think.
So a question for you. You said you got out there dating and meeting women and stuff like
Yep.
that. And then you said that it kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
How did it hurt you specifically? Did you like just start? What happened specifically?
Well, I started warring against my own flesh. It's like trying to fill an empty void.
Mm-hmm.
There's a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man that can only be filled by God alone. Anything else you try to fill with that's not going to satisfy it.
Sure.
And I tried to do it with sex.
Yeah. So, would it be fair? How'd you meet your wife?
We actually had the #1 dating podcast in North and South Carolina called Who Hurt You Podcast.
Okay.
And I'm also friends with Fresh. I know him very well. I texted him before I came here.
Yeah.
And I know pretty much everyone on your crew. But I was a heavy follower, and you actually inspired me to start the podcast, and I realized what I was doing was wrong.
Yeah. So would it be fair to say that when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they speak, or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife. Because the thing is, right?
Well, I don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like. And that only comes a lot of times with experience. Now, look, if a guy can go ahead and, find a woman as a virgin and be attractive and be able to understand how to navigate that, that's great in modern times. But the reality is a lot of guys don't. And I mean, even in your success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good. They're good.
Yeah, failures, failures in the sense of socioeconomic or maybe even relationship failures could be good. But there's a difference with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're warned against our soul. Jesus Christ commands us to marry one woman. That's it.
Sure.
And what you were causing me to do was sin against myself. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's immoral.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it's
you got to
wrong.
take personal responsibility, bro, because here's the reality.
No, I do, 100%.
Yeah, so
very publicly, I have in front of over
that's why-
40,000 people. I've done that.
Yeah, great. But the point I'm trying to make is I teach guys a skill set, right? If I give you a gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, is that my fault? If I taught you how to properly use it, how to disarm it, disassemble it, how to load the magazine in properly, all that. If I give you the skill set, then you shoot yourself in the foot, right? Is that really my fault? No, I just arm you with the skill set. Then you choose what you want to do with it. Now, obviously, you wanted to go on
predatory,
you wanted to
because
go
men are
toward
hurting.
a sex escapade, which is, I guess, fine. But the reality is, I armed you with the tools to become an attractive guy, and you utilize that. You can't come back and get mad.
No,
and
you
say,
didn't arm me
"Oh,
with that. I became attractive when I followed Jesus. That was it.
Oh, okay. Now it's changing the story.
No, I'm not changing any story. It's one thing to be attractive in the sense of gaining sexual partners, but it's a completely different thing to be attractive to someone that wants to marry you and spend their life with you and have kids with you. Those are two completely different sexual attractions. If I walk in here looking like Thor, I'm 6'2" and shredded, obviously I'm going to be attractive to women, but it doesn't mean that that's a relationship that produces value for me and my family.
And again, everyone is different, right? For you, it took some time, and you found God, and you shifted. But the reality is, I gave you the skill set, and then you choose what you want to do. That's up to you, and you made that decision, not me. I just taught you what to do,
exactly.
how to do it.
It's on me 100%. I'm not placing
Okay.
blame on you. But what I'm telling you, from someone
And
that
here's
listens
the other
to you,
thing,
I'm
too,
trying
that
to
you
let
gotta
know
understand.
what happens when you speak to people and tell them to do these things.
Here's the other thing, too. Like, now you're operating with 20/20 hindsight. You went through it. You experienced
Correct.
it. You
That's
know.
true.
A lot of guys need to get their hand burned sometimes to figure out how things work. Because, let's be
Why?
honest, men are very stubborn.
Why do
So-
they need to do that? If they find a God-fearing woman, they wouldn't do half the stuff you're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. Finding a God-fearing woman in today's day and age is a lot harder said than done, right? So
I did it.
Yeah, it's a lot harder
And
said
so did
than
everyone
done.
in my whole family. So It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's anecdotal from your perspective. But again, you learned the skill set. You were able to find a wife, and I'm happy about that. But you got to take a little bit of accountability here and understand that you basically got a loaded gun and shot yourself in the foot, and you're trying
Correct.
to blame me for it.
No, I'm not blaming you. Like I said, I take accountability.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Okay.
But look, nothing against you. Like I said, I've hung out with Fresh 8 or 9 times recently. I love him, and I think your heart is in the right place. But I just wanted to give you from someone that actually listened to what you were saying to do, read your book, and it didn't work. That's all I was trying to do for you.
Well, actually, it did. You didn't notice it yet.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to identify your wife and have been able to find her and figure out what characteristics you like and don't like, right, unless you went through that.
My wisdom came from the Bible, not you. But I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do men who date multiple women tend to struggle with knowing how to protect one woman properly in a serious relationship?
What?
I mean, that's what he said. He talked about dating multiple women and how it damaged his personal life. So in your opinion?
I think he weak. I have seen him before on something. I don't know what I've seen him before. But I think it's crazy that dudes follow every word that someone says on the internet. Now, I get online and I spew rhetoric and people tell me I'm wrong all the time. And I tell them I'm 100% right. Sir, I'm 100% right. So, yeah, my nickname is Mr. Moore Writer for a reason. I'm 100% right. Now,
I thought your nickname was picking and choosing and weird.
No, I got two aliases on social media. That's picking and choosing and opinion phobia. But people have given me a nickname on Instagram as Mr. Moore Writer. They're giving me the Boogeyman. They're giving me Freddy Krueger. And I told JR my new name is
Dipshit.
The King Talk Paul Bearer. Now, do we need to play my sound effect, JR? Do we need to? And I mean, I don't know why this brother is addressing me in a hostile fashion. I've said nothing disrespectful to him. I made no comments or gestures toward him. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I guess they want to hear it, JR. So we'll just play it for him.
Seriously?
You lucky, sir.
Seriously?
Sir, listen, sir, when you hear this, I suggest you run for cover. All right? Because this is the boogeyman's coming. You know how they said 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. Sir, I strongly suggest you leave me to my vices. You stick to
dumb things you remember. That's a freestyle.
Oh my gosh. The brother I'm sorry, Jay. I don't know why this happens. I don't know.
Go ahead, stick to the topic now. What were you saying about multiple women and him being damaged?
So I have rhetoric that I spew on the internet too, but I always tell people it's your job to check with the source of that information to make sure you're understanding it. Because I hate when people tell you to be responsible for what you say. No, you be responsible for what you think you hear. If I say ABC equals 1, 2, 3, and you think you understand that, and you go apply it and it doesn't work, but I'm telling you it works. Maybe I'm lying and maybe you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Now it's your job to make sure you understand what I mean by ABC equals 1, 2, 3. But people don't check for understanding. They don't make sure they're comprehending what is being disseminated. They just run with the information. Hey, he said this, and you go out there and you do it and you look crazy. I tell guys to date multiple women. I think any guy who's single and is trying to find him a woman right now should be dating 30 women, at least 30 women at a time. Now, if that's hard to do, date 20. But if you're dating less than 10, you really ain't trying out here. It is way too difficult to just find a woman when you're dealing with women one at a time and get a woman on your program. First of all, most dudes don't even have a program. Most dudes don't even know what they stand for. Most dudes don't know what they're trying to accomplish outside of getting a wife. That's all they know. I just want to be married. Oh, okay. A lot of suckers out here. Just a lot of dudes wanting to be married, like a fairy tale story. They just want to be, oh, I'm married. And they want to get on social media and they want to act like they did things the right way. Bro, get out here, get yourself on Bumble, get yourself on Tinder, get yourself on Hinge, swipe right on every damn body. Every damn body. And once you match, so here's the secret formula, gentlemen, if you're listening. Get on Bumble, get on Tinder. Sir, take notes. Below me, take notes. Get on Bumble, get on Tinder. Swipe right on everyone. I don't care who it is. You don't have to like her. Don't look at none of her pictures. Don't read her profile. Swipe right on everybody. When you find out who matches with you, sift through the women who match with you. Don't waste your time trying to read women's profile to see, oh, I like her. Swipe right, no match. Oh, I like her. Swipe right, no match. Oh, I like her. Swipe right, no match. Just swipe on every damn body. Once you find your matches, sift through the matches. Figure out who you like from who like you. Once you figure out who you like, message her. Send her the same message that you sent the last 50 women. Don't be trying to come up with something creative. Oh, I want to say something creative. Bro, this is a numbers game. Now, once you break the ice with the simple pleasantries, you get out the way, then from the women who are responding to you, those are the women you engage. Y'all over here trying to sweat a chick that don't even give a damn about you. She done popped up on your profile 7 times. You swipe right on her. Every time you swipe right on her, it's never a match. You're like, damn. Maybe she just ain't using the app right now. No, she using the app. She just don't like your black ass. Yeah, because y'all don't know how to move, because y'all don't understand the structure of how to engage with women, y'all are struggling. Whoever it is that's struggling. If it ain't you, it ain't you. I'm gonna shut up, JR. Go ahead.
Is there anybody on the panel that disagrees with dating multiple women?
I would say the only way I would disagree is if you're actually looking for a committed relationship and you're looking for a wife. If you're trying to date multiple women to find one, logically, it just don't make any sense to me specifically. If you want to be the best at basketball, I would recommend that you just focus on basketball, stop playing football, stop playing baseball, stop playing soccer, stop playing tennis, whatever the hell it is. Focus on basketball, put as many hours as possible into that specific skill, that specific department, become a master of that. And you'll find that you will have a better outcome. That's me personally. But if you're just trying to get a feel of whatever woman and you just, okay, whatever one works best or whatever one can compel me to want to commit, then yeah, do your little roster dating. But I feel like if you want to be a husband and you want to get married, you could compel any woman that you want to be your wife. It just depends on how much you're willing to tolerate, the degree of difficulty that you could put up with. Yeah, it can be difficult, but we don't got to run away from difficulty. Just deal with it. There's going to be some challenge. There's going to be some resistance. Is she worth it? And if she's not, then you just move on. But something's just telling me that men are not really pursuing women for marriage. They're pursuing women for a bottom line. And that may be just the time and sex. And if she appeals to offer more than that, then they just snap into, oh, she could be a wife. Let me go ahead and try this with her. Instead of already intentionally coming to the situation with the mindset of making her your wife. Just using your masculine willpower to push her into that position by any means. And I think every man has the capability to do it if he really puts his time and focus into it, and also surround themselves around men who've done it to be able to pick up techniques, methods, or whatever tip or whatever you can get from the guys who've had the outcomes you want so you can succeed in that. That's just my 2 cents on it.
Why would dudes pursue women for marriage?
Why would dudes pursue women for marriage? I would say, are you asking why would dudes pursue women or a woman?
A
for
woman.
marriage?
You said
A
pursue.
woman. Why would a guy pursue a woman for marriage? He's
I'm
pursuing a
talking
woman.
about. Hold on. I'm talking about at hello, right? Because you're talking about pursuing. I mean, it sounds to me, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. You said if you want to be good at basketball, stop playing football, soccer, hockey, golf, tennis, everything. Just focus on basketball. So you said if you want to be married, like I'm not understanding. Are you saying that if a guy wants to be married, he should pursue one woman at a time and pursue that woman for marriage?
What I'm saying is, if a man wants a wife and he sees a woman that he finds favor in, pursue her for marriage.
How does he? How did
How does he
explain?
do it?
No. It just.
First,
I mean,
first,
I'm confused. Like I'm saying, are you talking about if he knows something of this woman, or are you talking about he's in the grocery store, he sees a woman, she's attractive, and he should pursue her for marriage?
he should pursue her as if he's trying to vet her to be his wife.
Can y'all give us some ABC 1, 2, 3s on how you do that?
Will, your
First thing
experience, right,
I
is
would say,
not
part A is to ask her her name.
I can't understand you, brother.
Go ahead, Kenny. I interrupted him. My bad.
no.
Wait,
What
is
I'm
it
saying is
Kenny
that
or Ekene? I don't want to say your name wrong.
yeah, you got my name very clear, very good. Ekene,
Ekene.
you get it right. Yeah,
Okay.
Ekene. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go
You
ahead.
wanted to ask me a question?
No. You started talking.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I would, because they keep saying the Kenny. I'm like, I call him Ekene. I don't know. I want to make sure I get your
Yeah,
name right.
is Ekene actually. Those E are A's. They're not E's. They're A's. I
Ekene.
is E.
Ekene.
Ekene. Yeah, Ekene.
Ekene. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Cool.
so what I'm trying to say is this, right? You guys, Will, your experience is not general experience, but Bruiser's experience is more of the old-fashioned experience, a little bit. But I'm going to lean towards Will's experience because when you look at the way your experience, Will, is more of African experience. You have to date multiple women. Doesn't mean you're sleeping with all those women. But if you're looking for a wife today and you want to get a wife and you're not having sex with a particular woman, yes, you have to date multiple women to narrow it down to that single woman. That's when sex is not involved. But Bruiser's definition, I think Bruiser is talking about if you're already having relationship with somebody, you should focus on that person. That can be true. That is true. That is right. But in a situation whereby you don't have anybody anymore, Will's definition is common in like African setting because of the reason why I'm saying this is because when we want to get married, your mom is looking, your sisters are looking, your dad is looking, you are looking. So what happens is that you begin to narrow it down. There is something that you're looking for this woman that the other woman might not have. That is why it's good to broaden your net in that situation, to broaden your net in order to narrow it down. So I particularly would say it's good for a man that is not in a relationship with a single woman to date multiple women. It's not good for a woman to
Okay,
do
I
that.
was about to ask you that. Why isn't it good for a woman but good for a man?
Okay, because a man is the one looking. A woman is the one to be looked for. The mistake that women do today is that they're looking for marriage. They're looking for men to marry them. No, you're supposed to be the good hanging in the shelf. The man is going to come, then get you. When you as a woman start looking, you are defined as a whore, a prostitute, because by nature you're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep yourself ready. Dress, be the woman that is marketable for other men to get. Understand what men are looking for in a woman and be that. Be that which men are looking for on the shelf, sitting on the shelf to come and be, chosen. So it's not
What if
good for
we date?
women
What
to.
if we date women different? I date different. I mean, I think I date different to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
Do
I
you date?
acknowledge I acknowledge your
How do
dating
I date?
pattern.
Yeah, how you date?
Well, if I'm giving my time to a woman, I'm most definitely fucking her.
Okay, well, tell us how you date.
Oh, I take her out, show her a good time, spend
Well,
time with her,
how do you
bust her down.
how do you typically meet her? Like what? I mean, don't just jump to the
I
she's
meet her
there.
wherever. I can meet her at any given place. I can meet her walking out of the library, walking at Walmart,
Right, just
out getting at a sports bar, wherever.
give us some context. I mean, you see a
At
woman
work,
come to the library and what go on?
see a woman that's like, "Hey, how you doing? How often do you come to the library?" Maybe once a week. Hey, what books are you interested in? Is you fiction, nonfiction? What type of genre books do you like to read? I started just striking conversation in a way where I can get her muscle memory up, so whenever she see me, she could expect me to come up and talk to her, and then I'll turn that into, "Hey, look, how about we just let's read together? Let's pick a book to
Oh,
read together."
you
You
played
know,
you played a long game, so you don't ask for her number the day you meet her. If she's in the
I
first place.
never ask for a woman's number. Never. That's a rule. That's a cardinal sin in my book.
Really?
Yeah,
Explain that.
always give a woman your number.
Why is that?
Always give your woman
Give
your
us
number.
some context behind it. Why is that?
Well, let me just play it out. Hey, how you doing, sis? I'll give her my intentions. Say I want to take you out, show you a good time, and later on we can go back to the hotel. And if you're interested, give me a call. I give her my number, and if she ever used that number, she knows what time it is. She knows what she's getting herself into.
Wait, bro. Are you telling me that you tell women before y'all exchange numbers or whatever, if she ever want to go to the hotel?
Yeah, if I was out there dating like that, yes, I
No, no,
would.
no, no.
I would
Is
tell
that
her.
what you was doing,
I'm
or is
giving.
that just what you're saying in theory?
I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example of an intention. It can be any intention. It could be taking her to the hotel. It could be taking her to the movies. It could be taking her out to dinner. It could be
User,
taking her to Top Golf.
don't give us theory. Give us facts, actuality.
That is. It depends on what I want to do with this particular woman.
So, but okay, see, now I'm a little confused because if you offering a woman to take her to a hotel, would you consider that dating?
Yeah,
If she
that's what I want to do.
and you're dating her for marriage?
Yeah, I dated for marriage.
So the chick you said I'm gonna take you to the hotel, that's the chick you vetting and dating for marriage.
Yeah.
Bruce, touch the messed up line.
See, you know what? Will see this is, and I tested it out. I'm glad you did this, Will.
I know
Because
you
what
glad.
Will does,
Yeah.
he asks straight questions. And when you give him a straight answer, you can't even accept
Give
that.
me no straight answer. You
I
gave
just
me a fairy tale
and
answer.
Mike, then I just say, yeah. I wanted to come on here to test this theory.
Are you telling me that you met a girl and the first conversation you had with her, you offered her to take her to a hotel and you said, you gave her your number and you said, call me. And then she called you, you took her to the hotel and you vetted her for marriage?
Listen to what I'm saying.
That's a yes or no, sir.
First of all,
here's
the thing.
or no.
Hold on, wait. What? See, now you want yes or no questions.
It's a yes or no question.
Questions. I gave you yes or no questions earlier, and you double back to kind of ask me the same line of questions again. So you don't like it either way. I give it to you. Pause. But let me tell you. Let me say this, Will. We first talked about why I would give a girl my number. I mean, I would always give her a girl. There's a cardinal sin to take a number from her. I was just speaking from that perspective because it's all about intention. The whole point I'm trying to push is your intentions is clear, and if she calls you, she knows exactly what she's signing up for. That's just on the whole why I don't take a girl's number. They have really nothing to do with what we were talking about at first, but you can somehow try to blend that into it. But if we can get back to dating and marriage, or why we're just focused on one person, we can do that.
No. This is very vital, sir. Because look, I like hearing what y'all say when y'all make these points. And then I'll be like, question pops up. And when that question pops up, I'll be curious to know, like, I want to hear what these dudes like, how they go about doing this. But y'all don't never really give the tangible things that a novice could really grasp and hold on to and do something with it. It's just it's so vague and it's so.
It's because you ran with a concept and you deviate from the whole topic.
But why give me a concept if it's not a concept that you actually
You
do?
asked for the concept. You said why? So you asked for a number. I said I never asked for her number. We was at the library talking about books, and you went down a rabbit hole on the concept of taking a number or receiving a number.
Right, because darling, I think
we went off of the whole platform or the whole topic.
But watch this. I think that when we get on these platforms and we're talking to each other and there's an audience watching and y'all say this is king talk, it's supposed to help brothers develop. At least that's my understanding. Now, Trev, am I wrong?
That's what the motto is, surely.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so we're
you're not
supposed
doing
to
that.
give. We're supposed to give insight that younger dudes or even older dudes who are struggling can grasp these concepts and implement them in their lives and get better results.
You think
I'm
you slick?
with you. I'm with you, sir. Stop talking to me, unless you want
Who
to.
you talking to? You got kids up here?
Let's stay on track.
Someone made a nice comment. Well, why you always coming off as you got it together and always interrogate someone for their POV? And then you talk about you want to build. You lead with insults, and I will always start with it. And I catch your jabs. You're not that quick. That is not productive or fruitful. First playing
JR,
somebody and trying to disrespect them, then
you like
trying
to
to make
split
a
screen
point
us?
so
Because
that
he
your
wants
point
to keep talking to
No,
me.
don't do that. We don't got to do that.
No, Bruiser. We do got to do it.
But before y'all do that, let me just say this. For people who's listening.
No, listen, Bruiser. We in this moment, Bruiser. Let me just say that. And you can have it, Will. No.
You can have it.
No, don't let it die down.
Pause, bro. God damn, Craig.
Hey, JR, can you throw the boys on the jumbo string? Throw us on the jumbotron. Because I think it's only proper that we have our dialogue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, shit.
What you got up your sleeve, Will?
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't have
about.
nothing up my sleeve. He keeps addressing me. I've said
you actually throw the jabs for the younger and older dudes that ain't got it together. I see every jab and I slip them like Mayweather. You don't have stuff prepared. You don't have it together. You cannot admonish men if you don't live under that biblical tree that you said you adhere to. Before you start admonishing anybody on anything, marry your lotto ticket. And I will keep telling you that, or you have no leg to stand on because you ain't shooting shit.
Okay. So
you're not built like that. The only thing you shoot is your lip.
Okay.
So I can't really take you seriously because I can look in the eye and tell who's serious about what.
You don't have to
let's stay on the topic.
Wait a second, sir. You keep addressing me. I'm on the topic.
Let's stay on the topic because you're up on a panel.
Sir,
here's the thing. You can't take your
you
put it up so you can hear me now.
You just
say I shy away from these conversations. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna deal with it intellectually. You cannot diss people and then talk about what up here and King talk, and we're trying to be fruitful within the community and teach them something when you can't stand on any hill because you always running down rabbit holes. And then when people really lock into you, you can't really deal with it and you say, don't talk to me. That's feminine. Take your ball and go home if you feel so. Otherwise, stay on this panel and have hard discussions. But don't throw slights because you're not good enough for me not to see them. You're not doing a service to people. And it's funny. Hey, Darwin, I wonder when he's gonna when he's gonna apologize for you for calling your service to this country a sucker. Because I did call it out, and you was there parroting for him. I wonder how you feel about that, and all those dudes that you were elbow to elbow with out there that gave for this country, and he would admonish you for doing something that he would never do. He don't even want to get married. This is something that's a cornerstone with you, Darwin, but you link up with it just to have a pal. Come on, Lemon Pepper. Tell me where I'm going wrong. You wanted me up on the big screen, so we're gonna give a show. And I don't have to put no nasty words in it. Guess what? I fell short. I don't have to tell you about my slights because I'm not scared to admit them. You are. You put all the hyperbole around it. But
All
then
right,
you
give
get
him some time to respond back because once the time is over, we're going back to the show. Go ahead. Will, you want to respond?
Sir, I am the King Talk pallbearer. Now, you asked for this. You keep on stressing me, trying to get my attention. You got my attention. Kenny, for the 1,000th time, sir, don't worry about how I live my personal life. I've already disclosed what it is and what it's going to be. And for some reason, you're more invested in my life instead of getting your life together. Sir, it's not that hard to get a woman. If you want my help, I can help you find your quote unquote lotto ticket. But you seem to be more invested in worrying about what I'm doing with my lotto ticket. Don't worry about my woman and I. My woman is right where she wants to be. She's a grown woman and she makes her own decisions. And if she's content with being with me, sir, why is it any of your business? So for the last time, I'm going to ask you nicely, stop worrying about my relationship, sir, and focus on getting you one. You are seeming as if you are a miserable man. Now, I don't want you to go off and harm yourself because you can't get the results that you say you want. If you want help, that's what brothers like myself is here to do. Extend an olive branch through a virtual process like King Talk to give you the game so you can get the results that you want. Now, sir, it will behoove you to stop thinking you checking me. Stop thinking you putting me in my place because none of your insults land and none of your perspective is going to apply because you can't even apply it to your own life. You are struggling. And I understand that because a lot of people struggle. Now, when I said middle-aged men, that wasn't a jab at you, sir. I keep telling you for the last time, I'm not up here taking jabs at you. Stop thinking that everything I say is pertaining to you, sir. I have bigger fish to fry than worrying about Kenny. Sir, I am not attacking you with my points. Stop internalizing everything I say. If you can do that, we can have a great panel. Now, I'm going to shut up because the timer has run out. Thank you, JR. I don't know if we got anything accomplished because it was more I wanted to say, but I can respect the time. So, Kenny, sir, for the last time, when I make my points, I'm not talking to you. If I am going to talk to you, I will say your name, sir. I will not be subliminal. I will be direct.
no. The last time you called me a whole ass nigga, so I will go off for that.
Okay, then
And
you're just gonna be mad forever, brother.
and as for rule
You're
of
just
thumb,
gonna be mad
somebody I
forever.
don't think about.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get
Somebody,
back on track. Let's go ahead and get back
So
on track.
just listen. Wait
someone
a
you
second,
don't
JR.
think,
Kenny,
for
if you're gonna
someone
be
you don't
mad
think
forever,
about.
just stop addressing me because I will get up here and I will
Oh,
just completely ignore you. I won't say anything to you.
that's not gonna work for me.
Well, then stop, bro. Then stop being in your
That's not gonna
feelings.
work
I'm
for
not
me.
talking about you, okay? If I'm talking
So
about you, I will
so
say your
this
name.
is what's gonna happen.
Nah,
Your lying ass.
we gonna go ahead and get back
Explain
on
to them
track.
why you explain to them.
Kenny. We're not gonna take it there. We're not gonna take it there. The time
So
is
wait,
over.
so okay,
Let's go ahead and
so
get back on track.
okay, so we could do that. So JR, we could do that.
We could do what? We talking about the sound?
Well, look, back to the show.
Yeah, I was talking to you, Bruiser, about listen, bro. You supposed to come up here and give us something tangible that we can use. You over
Okay,
here
well,
talking about something.
listen up real quick then.
All right.
Fellas. The whole thing about taking numbers, that's just a concept. That's just some game. What a Riz and Trav call Trav and Marcus call it. A little Riz game. Always leave your number with the girl. Don't just leave the number. Leave your intentions and
Niggas a
expectations
bitch,
as
man.
well, because what that does for you is if she
Hey, yo,
decides to
Will, when you in
use,
Baltimore,
Hey,
I'm
Kenny,
tired
it's
of playing games with you now.
Kenny, it's not that serious, man. Let's go ahead and get back to the show, man. We got people that's
I'm
watching.
gonna show them what.
Okay, but we got people that's enjoying the show. Let's go ahead and level set. This is virtual.
I'm
We
gonna
just
hold you to
having,
what you said.
we just
I think,
having a
I
discussion.
think I slept on it.
Kenny,
I'm gonna hold you to what you said.
Kenny, we just having a discussion, brother. Let's go ahead and have a mature conversation right here.
Didn't you?
Go ahead.
but fellas, if you leave your number with the woman and you leave your expectations and your intentions as well with the number, if she decides to use that number, is green light on the expectations or intentions. And you could be as straightforward as you want. It works in your favor when you're being as transparent as possible. Because if there's something that you specifically want to do with this woman that you feel kind of twinkle toe around and don't want to say it, just say it, and you'd be surprised. If you actually want to take a woman out on a date and you want to have a good time after that, and she uses your number, best believe that you're gonna be having a good time after that, because that's why she called you. But
So
the worst thing that men are messing it up is they're pushing that out there and they don't think that, they sold it on her, and they're like, I guess I'm just give you a hug and kiss at the end. No,
wait, Bruiser,
push the envelope forward.
are you promoting one night stands and sex?
I clearly said if that's the outcome that you want.
I thought you'd be saying that dudes should be prioritizing marriage, and women shouldn't deal with men unless they are marriage minded. So
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
confused.
It doesn't matter if what I think a man should do if his outcome is a specific outcome.
But I'm talking about what you're encouraging. If you are of marriage and you think men should get married, and you think women should not waste their time with men who are not marriage minded, you promoting whoredom.
If a man wants to be a whore and that's what he want to do, and he's trying to get to from point A to point B,
You're going to teach them how to do it.
I could communicate on how you could do that. That doesn't mean that I
Why are
condone.
you communicating that if you stand for the opposite is what I'm asking.
If he asks me, what do you think I should do, or what would you do, or what your beliefs is, and then I would impose what I believe he should do.
But we asking you, he not here. The
He didn't
dude,
ask. That's not what he asked, though.
I'm asking you, what are you talking about?
That's not what the question was when we was talking. When JR was posing the question, he asked me specifically, "Do you agree with what Will said?" And I said, "No." I said, me specifically, I feel like if a man is looking for a wife, this is the outcome: marriage. Then he should focus on one woman. And I used the sports reference. That's aligned with my ideology.
Wait. So you're telling me that we can put a little competition on it. You're telling me that you would advise a dude to just talk to a woman, whisper sweet nothings in her ears, so to speak, give her your number, and that be that. If she calls you, now you're in the driver's seat. That's your advice to the guys?
That's a start.
But what if she never calls?
Man, she's not interested. Move
No,
on.
that's not true. Some women just don't want to make the first call. That's just how some women are.
Let me ask you a question. If I gave a woman my number, I don't have her number. How can I be the one to make the first call, Will?
You can't. You don't have her contact information.
Okay, so how does it even make sense to make that statement you just made?
Because it doesn't matter. If you ask her for her number, if she don't like you, she'll probably give you the wrong number, or she just won't take your calls. What's the difference?
That's what you're missing, Will. She never gave me her number.
I didn't miss that. You didn't ask for the number.
You just said if she gave you the wrong number.
Listen,
we already tackled that, remember? You never take the number from a woman.
No, that's what you're saying. I don't agree with you.
Well, that's why you got a problem. Because you don't agree with me, you have a nuance.
No,
the nuance is you gotta potentially get a wrong number from a girl. That doesn't happen if you give the girl your number.
Bro, it don't matter if you give her your number. You can't make her use it. So at the end of the day,
okay. So now you're
bro,
moving. You're
no,
moving
I'm
the
not. Listen.
point.
If she's going to use your number, sir, if you made that good of an impression where she would use your number, you also made a good enough impression for her to give you her number and answer when you call.
But what I'm trying to tell you is it's not necessary at this point. Can you at least address that if you do give her your number, you remove the nuance of her giving you the wrong number? Can we just address that first?
Yes, that's perfectly fine. Yes, I agree with that. But listen, bro, if she's going to call you, that means she was interested enough in you to give you the correct number if you would have asked for it. I'm okay with giving me the wrong number.
I don't know why we're arguing, because if she calls me, well, she gave me her number.
Listen,
right?
But listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying your method don't work for you. I don't know if your method works for you, but because I don't know if you actually do what you're saying right now. But I'm not saying your method won't work. What I'm saying is it wouldn't be the advice that I give to struggling guys who don't know what they're doing. That's what I'm saying.
Well, why wouldn't the method work?
Bro, because struggling guys are anxious. You give a girl your number, these dudes would be losing, they would be losing sleep worrying about if she's going to use the number. Bro, it's a lot easier to be in the driver's seat. You call a woman and she tells you she's not interested, she doesn't answer the phone, or you get a number that's obviously the wrong number. Did
it dawn in on you that perhaps the method I'm trying to push to the people I'm talking to doesn't apply to the struggling man? It doesn't. It's not.
I don't know why we would be talking to non-struggling men. I don't know why we would be giving messages.
Our message is not contingent upon whether you struggle or not. This is a method that works for anybody.
What dude is successfully getting the results that he's wanting? He's looking for other ways to be successful, getting the same results.
I don't know why you keep moving the goalpost so much.
I'm not moving the goalpost at all, sir. I'm right here.
Hold on, y'all. We got away from it right now, because first off, we were supposed to be talking about people who were trying to get married, right? We started going on like trying to smash chicks and all that. The video was about trying to court a woman for marriage, and is multiple partners something that you should do on that would segue you into a marriage, right? So I think Judge Bruiser, if you wanted to answer the question, if you had something specifically on that, like let's just say, how would you court a woman for marriage specifically? That's your purpose, that's your goal. How would your interaction look with you just meeting a woman who you're trying to court for marriage, not smash?
Okay, I'm gonna let Bruiser think about it for a second. Let me get Mark in there, because I know he just came up. Mark, can you answer that same question that I was going to ask Bruce?
I'm sorry, man. Can you restate the question for me? I apologize.
Okay, yeah. So, I'm not sure if you saw the video or not. It was Myron, and he was arguing with a dude. The dude said he pretty much blamed Myron Gaines for his advice because he told him to smash a bunch of women. He ended up smashing a bunch of women. Apparently, he didn't like it anymore, and then he said he got to the Bible and used that. And that's how he was able to find a wife. But Myron Gaines' argument was that, well, I led you to that point with the advice that I gave you. You were experienced enough women to understand how to find a wife. So the question is it effective for you to date? Well, he said smash a bunch of women prior to marriage on your quest for a wife.
Total.
Yeah. He said 50 or better. So do you think that actually works in your favor or no?
It's stupid. Okay. You don't find a wife through smashing women, bro. You find a wife through knowing what you're looking for and vetting women until you find the one that meets the criteria that you have stipulated that you're willing to accept. So no, you can't smash 50 chicks and find a wife by smashing 50 chicks. In fact, you will likely get further away from finding a wife by smashing 50 chicks. So I don't know why this guy decided to take advice from that guy pertaining to that subject. But that was horrible advice.
I
No,
got another part to that. So how about dating, right? Let's say you're not engaging in sexual contact, but you're just dating. Do you think that what's a good number of women that you probably should date prior to marriage to get XP?
I mean, I don't have a number for that. I mean,
just guesstimate. What do you think is, because some men need it. Like when we're talking to people and people are trying to learn, like Will was articulating a little bit earlier, we need specific direction. There are people who are needing that. So if you had to say a decent number, just a guesstimate, a ballpark figure.
Or if you had to give somebody some advice, because maybe it's not a number, like what advice would you give that person that was out there that's looking for a wife?
I was going to say that the number is not a relevant thing. There's no amount that, it's not a numbers game. It's a quality game, right? It's a game of, well, firstly, it's not a game at all. So let me change that terminology. It's being clear, exact, clear cut, using specificities in your thought process, making sure you understand exactly what you're looking for. And then, yes, it is up to you to put yourself around those type of women, find those women, whatever it might be. It's up to you to do that. So I don't know the number. I have no clue. In a perfect world, 5 or less, maybe you dating. And I don't agree that you should be smashing them all. But I mean, I don't really know. I'm not a proponent of dudes dating. I can't purport that. Like I can't support it because of my beliefs. You understand? So it's like I gotta kind of tiptoe that a little bit. Like I can't tell you to go date 20 chicks because that's just, I can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? But just be specific on what it is that you want. Find somebody that aligns with that. Typically, if it's a religious situation, you'll probably find them in a religious environment. If you want a woman of a certain stature, looks wise, you're going to have to go where they pretty. If you want somebody that's at a certain level in business, you're going to have to put yourself around business people and find people that way. If you like a girl who does music because you do music, you're probably going to find her in a studio or at a networking event for music. You got to put yourself in the spaces where the woman is that you're looking for. That's really the only way to do it.
Hey, Mark, how old are you?
39.
How long you been with your wife?
8 years, married next month.
No, I'm just talking about how long total. Is it just 8 years? Y'all got married?
Yeah, been like 9 years, but 8 years married.
Okay. So in your 30s, I mean your 20s, when you were out, were you actively dating?
I don't know if you want to call it that, man. My 20s, I was just just
smashing.
I was not being the best of a person, you know what I'm saying? Like I was not living up to the standards and expectations I have for myself. I'm not going to get into details, but it wasn't.
No, we don't need details, but were you dating though? Were you?
Yeah. I guess you could call it that, sure. Yeah.
No, because we kind of have to define it. Like if you just see a girl, you holler at her, you get her contact information, you text her, and every now and then you kick it.
Both, man. You're going out, you're seeing people. It's all that combined.
No. I mean, like, were you seeing somebody like one person regularly and not just
during those times? Sure, yeah.
Okay, so when you were dating, how many girls were you actively dating?
Listen, man, I plead the fifth. I decline these questions.
Oh shit!
I'm not going down that pathway with you, homie. Going on mute, man. I'm going on mute, gang.
Listen.
I'm going on mute.
This is why I have so much contention with you fellas, man. Look, I got respect for you guys because I think you guys can articulate yourselves well. I think you guys have some insight, but I think you guys are not transparent enough for these topics. Now, I'm not asking you to divulge your impurities as far as what you were doing behind closed doors. That's not what we're asking. We're not going that deep. But can y'all at least, damn,
hey, Will, would you put a name on that when you say shit like that? Could you put a name on it? Because
Mark,
not everybody does that.
Listen, Mark,
okay, cool.
And
thank you.
I don't know anybody else. You want to tell us about your exploits?
My question.
I'll tell you. I'll gladly tell you what's up.
Right,
I'll gladly tell you what's up. I did some bullshit. I did some bullshit. I fucked the hell up. Listen, I was on some bullshit, and I can't possibly. I can't deny that maybe that could have been the path to lead me to finding a wife. I can't lie and say that it wasn't.
Bro,
right? Because I was on some bullshit.
Bro,
the numbers would be embarrassing to me right now, right?
I'm about to throw your name on it too, Trev. You too.
What I say? What I say?
We all were on BS, Trev. We're not asking if we was on BS. We're asking how did you date? Guys, guys can't do nothing.
Somebody was talking at the same time as me. I didn't even finish what I was saying. I'm trying to tell you, I was smashing hella joints. I would date multiple women at the same time.
Okay.
Lots. Like, I don't know, dozens, bro, at the same time. And didn't give a fuck. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. And smashing a lot of them. Like, it's just what it is. I was out here. I was on some
We don't
some
need
wild
to know
shit.
impurities, but you was dating a lot of women at the same time.
And smashing, yes.
Okay, but I don't care if you was
Did you
No, it matters. It matters. It matters. It matters.
Hold tight.
Let me ask you something, Trev. When you was pursuing the women and smashing them, were you pursuing them with the agenda of marrying, or were you just pursuing them just to have a good time?
Oh, marriage was not on my mind at all.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like, so there's a difference.
But what I'm gonna say is that it gave me a lot of. But I gotta say, it gave me a lot of XP. It let me understand. It gave me a true understanding, in my opinion, of how women operate.
Man, don't nobody necessarily know what XP is. Just say experience.
Everybody know what XP. Who over here don't know what XP means?
I don't always know what y'all be saying. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
I will say this, though. I got
a question.
There was two different types. Go ahead, Mark. My bad. You said
my bad, bro. No. I'll yield the mic to you, and then I'll go. No, Diddy.
So the thing with me and my understanding is there's two different type of approaches to this. You have a mindset to go and pursue women for sexual intercourse, or you have a mindset to pursue a woman for marriage. That's how I understand it. If there's a third, then educate me.
But if you're smashing, can you truly say that you are dating her for marriage?
And you're asking me this question. I can't speak for no other man, but I can tell you this: if I'm pursuing a woman for marriage, is not smashing is not a priority, and it's not really on my mind at all. I can't speak for anybody else. If I'm pursuing her for marriage, if I'm pursuing her for dating, if I'm just pursuing women specifically just to have fun and have sex, then yeah, obviously smashing is the bottom line. Marriage is not even a thought, and I'm glad that.
Didn't you say the chick you was going to take to the hotel?
You didn't send me the code.
I was giving you.
I brought it here. The one in the flickering nylon.
Hold on, Kenny. I think.
Oh,
what
sorry.
you're talking about, Will, is a separate case where I was just trying to educate you on a concept of giving or receiving a phone number. It wasn't necessarily tied into what we was talking about. That's why I'm trying to get you to try to separate those two.
They can't be separated because
you're struggling to do that. I'm telling you because it's two different concepts. So this is how I think Trev asked the question, and I think Mark went before me. This is how I would pursue, and this is how I pursued my not wife. I communicated my expectations to the woman. I found favor in her. I liked her. I communicated the terms of the relationship. And once I got her agreements, then I began to go into the next phase of what I call testing.
Wait, how'd you meet her? You just jump into see, y'all jump past all the bro. Y'all just went 3 years later. Like you didn't.
No, this ain't no 3 years later.
No, what I'm saying is, bro,
in order for you to understand it, if you need to hear how I met her, then I would explain that.
Darwin,
but it's irrelevant.
Darwin, listen, if you have a woman who you're actively in a relationship with, and then you start communicating these things. See, look, I communicated these things. The things I communicated to my woman, I communicated them to her before we was in a relationship. I spelled it out for her while we were in the talking phase.
That's what I'm talking about.
But that's not how I didn't gather that at all. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying.
But see, y'all don't listen. See,
I'm listening.
Y'all don't listen.
Mark, did he tell us? Mark, was it clear when that information was disseminated? What part of the relationship they were in?
I'm gonna let you and Judge Bruiser hash it out. I'm staying out the way, gang. You know what I'm saying?
But Will, what you could do is you could.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'm the problem on your show, as usual, per usual. Because I just want to get to the nitty gritty.
Hey, man, you good entertainment, no Diddy, man. That's
y'all
a fact.
listen. So when I met her, and I got my communicate. We got exchange communication. She got my number. She called me.
Darwin,
We
you on
met
the
up.
struggle bus right now, man. We ain't trying to hear this dry ass story.
Okay, so you don't even want to hear that. You don't
Nah,
even want to hear that.
I'm messing with you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So let's get past that. The whole point is I communicated my expectation in terms of how or what I was looking for in a woman to be my wife and how I wanted to run my relationship and how I wanted us to operate. Once I got her agreements, then I moved to this next phase called testing. So I tested her. I intentionally came up with scenarios. I pushed us into scenarios where I could test her emotional intelligence, how she behave under pressure, how she deal with communicating or accountability, many other different things. And once I had an understanding of this woman and I was cool with her, you know what I'm saying, and everything she tested, then I engaged with her. I got engaged with her and I married her. I didn't waste any time. That was it. I didn't either have to go make sure she could throw it back if I'm hitting it from the back or making sure she had Glock 3000. All that stuff was irrelevant because I was dating for somebody to be my spouse. Somebody can be long-term with me. I didn't need all of that. I didn't need a whole bunch of experience with multiple women to figure out this was the woman I wanted to be with. I just need to experience her. I needed to know her inside and out. And that let me know that, yeah, this is what I want. And once I figured it out, that was it.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question, Darwin.
Can I answer some? I ain't
Go ahead.
got
You can go ahead and answer.
Marcus,
Hold on,
listen to this
Will. Hold tight. Hold that question. Let's just let Mark, because I know he's going next, man. We'll go to M. White.
And man, I'll defer to Marcus, man. I'll defer to M. White, man. Let him rock, you know.
So to answer the question on what, so to the beginning of the video, I ain't speak on the video yet. I hate that you chose the video where I gotta agree with Myron. Everything he said in that video, I believe is true because the guy got the end result that he wanted. He didn't get it just by, because everybody that make the argument that you need to remain perfectly chaste as a man, find a woman, and you're looking for marriage, and then you get married and go off and have a happy life, did not do it that way. 99% of the people who say that was outside. They was dating women. They was experiencing life. They got their experience. Then they decided, you know what, I want to change. But they took the experience from before they decided they want to change into vetting the next process. So then they knew how to pick a woman, how to initiate conversation, how to deal with women. They had some type of sexual experience. They were not thrown off. Like when I was 12 and 13, we used to, well, like 10, 12, 13, we used to go to the mall, to Great America, to all these little things. Me and my cousin would have this thing where we would like compare, just like in the wood, who got the most numbers. Now, it don't seem like that big of a deal, but what that period of time was teaching us to do was to understand rejection, understand attraction, understand how to get to a point where you can move forward, get the number, and create communication. That period of time in between that, we were learning how to communicate with women on the phone, how to create some type of vibe and excitement. And then you move forward, we got the sexual experience. And then we came to the point where we decided that we wanted to get married or be in relationships, and we had all the skill set and we just walked right into it. It was a natural progression. I get the religious perspective of wanting to do it specifically this way. But there are people in this day and age who are doing it the I'm gonna remain a virgin until I find my wife, and they're having a miserable time because it's not working for them. Like theoretically and in principle, from a religious perspective, y'all right. But in reality, I hate to have to agree with Myron, but it's true. I feel like he agree with me. I'm not agreeing with him. He agree with me. But yeah,
but Marcus, how? Listen, right? Check it out.
No, all right.
Let me just ask you something, right? And I know this is gonna make sense. Like growing up in the environment, right? How many times did you have to bump your head, get bruises, go through things in life that had you known there was an alternative path to take, you would have never participated in those things, or you would have preferred that those things not have happened to you, right? That's all I'm saying. There is an alternative path. It may not be perfect. It may not work out for everyone, but there is an alternative path. I know personally, had I had a specific level of guidance or some tenets to live by that made sense to me, I could have avoided a lot of problems in my life that I just didn't need to have those problems. Those experiences that we all on the panel had before, we didn't have to have those experiences to get us to this end result. Did they happen to come in handy? Yes, they did. But there's a difference between learning through rearing and nurturing and perhaps even nature. And then there's a difference between learning through trial and error. I personally, if I could erase everything I've done, I would erase it all, bro. It was trial and error. I wouldn't want to do it the way I did it, bro. And that's just keeping it 100. And when I found my wife, much like Bruiser, it was like this. I didn't have to think no more. All I said, if she can pass this litmus test, this is the one. I don't have time for all this foolishness. It's a wrap. I don't need to smash 100 Johns to figure it out. You feel what I'm saying? It was really fast for me to like sit less than a couple months. Once I made my decision, it was over with. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So this what I'm saying. I think life is kind of similar to a video game. When you at level 1, if you try and fight the boss at level 20, at level 1, you're going to get smashed. It only becomes second nature and easy when you get to level 20 and then you fight the boss at level 20 and it's all, this game not that hard. But if they start you out with none of the attributes, none of the XP, none of the experience, these men are failing who trying it the other way. Like I've talked to young men who are virgins who told me that, bro, I have no problem talking to women and creating friendships, but I can't transition over into making it romantic. It's a gang of men saying women don't choose the good guy. They choose whatever that opposite of what they feel is the good guy. That I can't rob them of their life experience. And then on the opposite end, it's a gang of men who did it the way I did it. And they like, shit, this shit was easy, bro. I did what I wanted, got what I wanted, and shit, life is good. Like I can't ignore the actual end result, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm weighing the options that I'm saying, shit, this the result.
I don't disagree with you, bro. I agree that if you trying to fight the final boss and you a neophyte, like you new to the game, like it's a problem for you. But the issue is, especially in our community, we have not been cultivated or reared for marriage. The men or the women. In other cultures, they don't have this problem. They're being reared from children to have this result. They achieve it much faster. They achieve it much earlier. And typically it lasts way longer because it's just second nature. Now, had I been the example you gave, let's say it's I don't know, some type of rare anime out there, and it's a young boy and he go up against the boss ASAP and get bodied. But it's another young boy right behind him, and young boy been training since he was 1 year old and he bodied the boss. It's just a difference in rearing. It's a difference in training, a difference in mindset, a difference in pathway. The trajectory was different. Mine, I didn't have that teaching. I didn't have a male figure to show me nothing. I bumped my head 50 million times. Thank God I got the result, but it was a chance I could have not got the result. You know, I had to put myself through some training to get to that point.
Okay. So
I got something to say real quick. I got something.
Man, you could hold up with the Bose neck buds.
They super loud.
You can wait a minute, brother.
So
you know I love you, man, but hold on, gang.
So just because you know how to hunt in Mississippi might not make you the best hunter in Africa, right? It's landscapes. So in a dating market, a landscape, say in a Muslim country or in a country that subscribes to Sharia law, there are things put in place where that is the process, right? You've got family structure that reinforces the concept. You got religious things that reinforce. Hell, you might even have the police that reinforce the concept that you want. So them saying, "Hey, I'm gonna remain chaste," and then I'm gonna get that's where they're playing at. We're playing in a free market system, and in order to win in a free market system, you're gonna have to gain the tools in this specific system. And I feel like if we put somebody into the free market without the skills to navigate effectively the Mississippi, we're doing them a disservice, knowing that we got the skills to navigate the Mississippi and we're successful doing it.
Marcus, ain't nobody gonna tell you how to navigate nothing on this panel.
My question,
they're just gonna tell you, "Oh, man, I was up here wilding out."
My question is this, but Will, man, this guy, this dude.
Out there wilding out, man.
So my question is this, Marcus, right? And I'm gonna be done with the subject because I think we both have a leg to stand on this. You know what I'm saying? But do you agree that if a warrior is trained to be a warrior, their learning curve, let's say they were trained in jiu-jitsu their whole lives and they transition into a different martial arts, wouldn't the foundation of having a martial art allow that learning curve to be shortened? Because at the end of the day, the principles and the foundations are similar. You just might be learning a different movement, but the same muscles you use to do that movement over here, you already kind of have muscle memory that can assist you when you transition into that next art. So what I'm saying is, even these brothers who are coming here from different countries, like, they already been trained to know what a wife is. So even in this cluster of nonsense, they could still point and be like, that's her. That's the one. Because they know how to pick it. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas you and I might go somewhere and, well, I won't speak for you, but I was not necessarily trained. I had to train myself. No Diddy. That sounded crazy. That's wild. But you know what I'm trying to say.
If
I had to put myself through a gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? And I evolved into the man I am today, where I can go anywhere.
Hold on, bro.
Wait a minute. That was wild too? No Diddy.
What
God
you say,
dang,
Will?
I can't get it right today, fellas.
I'm sorry for interjecting, Mark. I apologize.
Here we go, Will. What's up, man?
What's up, Darwin want to know what I said. I said if I was single right now, I would hire Mark and or Darwin to be my coach because I love the advice y'all.
That's not what you said.
Yes, I did. I said so y'all can train me.
Oh, what?
Oh man.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
Man, you guys just messed up what Mark was saying. You guys messed up what Mark was saying.
Oh, you think about
if you have the right mindset and the right principles and foundation, then you can easily matriculate through certain situations. You understand? That's all
I do, Mark. But here's the thing.
You dirty dog.
When I train people,
you dirty dog.
If the person had previous real estate experience and they came in, sometimes they would be much harder to train than somebody that did not have any experience because they already have the standard way of doing things. And I would have to remove the bad habits for what I specifically need them to do versus somebody that had a fresh slate. So I do understand. I do agree with you that in some cases, if they're doing something that's very similar, that muscle memory and the repetition and having a structure that already existed moving into that, it can benefit them, but we're dealing with something different than that. And what I'm saying is it'll make
because there are immutable truths that just can't be refuted. So how is it different?
Told you what dudes are supposed to do, and you sitting here going back and forth with them, Marcus. Stop, man. Mark and Darwin ain't told us yet.
Well, I think
what I would infer. For? Hold on 1 second. What exactly are you looking? Because Will, he know how to just interject and pivot the conversation back to his snapback. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, man? What's good, man? What's popping?
Mark,
what's up, man?
Let's take it off of us, okay? You a married man. Darwin is a married man.
Goalpost gone, man. He done took the goalpost like a javelin. It's gone.
Marcus is a married man. I got a woman. I consider myself married, but don't nobody think I am. So whatever, right? I got a lotto ticket. I don't know JR's status, and Ekene is a married man. So you got all these married men up here, and this dudes, y'all. I hope y'all not talking to each other about this shit, because y'all don't need this. Y'all supposed to be talking to people who are listening to you niggas. Sorry.
You're supposed to be able to extrapolate, ascertain, and glean information as the conversation goes along. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm looking at all the notes playing, the music notes playing in the air, and I'm trying to grab a note, but ain't none of them within reach. Y'all talking so high level over people's heads. Y'all haven't said nothing tangible. Kenny might want to take some of y'all advice.
Here's the answer, and this is for anybody. Stop messing with all these chicks. Get clear on what you want.
Okay.
And find what you're looking for. It is really that simple.
What is that
simple, bro.
Let me say something, man.
What does that mean?
Complicating this? Why is this becoming an amalgamation of complications?
What does that mean, JR?
I don't get it.
JR, what did he just say? What does that mean?
Bro,
Let
the
me just
same way
say
you
something, bro.
achieve any goal in life, Bruiser, I'm sure you would agree. And you
Yeah, I
will,
agree.
you
I
get
agree. But
money.
Of course, you
here's the
married
thing,
dudes
Buster.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
If you have a financial goal, do you get it by being a scatterbrain or do you get it by having laser focus?
You got to have a
Laser
number
focus.
that you have in
Laser
mind,
focus.
though. Hold on. You got to have a number that you're trying to reach a
The
financial
number's
goal.
marriage.
You got to
That's
have
the goal, marriage.
Wait. You got to have a process that you must follow to determine if you're hitting your metrics or not. You can't just say, "Oh, marriage is the goal," and focus on marriage. Doing what?
We already established the process.
What? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Getting laser focused.
Okay.
Laser focused on what you want. Getting clear. Like
Okay.
there's no discrepancies.
You
have
clear.
to be clear on
Marriage
what you want.
Marriage.
And
Cool.
then you simply start not only in marriage. Marriage is just the goal. What you want is what you're looking for in the woman you're going to marry. You have to be clear on what you're willing to accept and not accept. That's what I mean about being clear.
So you clear. You know marriage is the goal. You clear up what type of woman you want. You have, let's say, 6 boxes. You find a woman who checks all 6 boxes. So boom, here's a perfect specimen of a candidate to achieve the goal of marriage. Now what? Darwin say, get her your number and walk away.
You get married. That's
Darwin
what you do.
say, when you find that woman, give her the number and walk away.
This is what I'm saying. When you find that woman, you make it clear what your intentions are. You have that discussion before y'all get too deep. Y'all have that discussion, and I won't belabor the point. I'm gonna shut up. Y'all have that discussion, and first you have to find out does she want the same thing as you? That's a part of the preliminary. And once you get past that, and y'all agree y'all both want the same thing, and y'all have established a mutual interest in one another, then what are you waiting for? What is the holdup?
That's what I was going to say. As much as y'all want to push experience, it's really not a matter of experience. It's really a matter of 2 people coming together and agreeing to be with each other.
Yeah, I didn't push experience as far.
You don't need any experience if both of y'all want to be with each other and y'all want the same thing and y'all okay
I agree
with a mutual lifestyle. It doesn't matter how many bitches you had or whatever. It don't matter if whatever she and a lot of guys is talking about men coming over here looking for wives and stuff, or looking for women who are wives. Like I would just say you really gonna sell yourself short with that. You just got to find somebody who's willing to listen, and you got to be willing to teach. Because a lot of these women are not going to be raised and groomed into be wives. So you got to kind of come with a different game plan in this market. You got to be able to communicate what you want. And if she don't meet it, is she impressionable enough to learn? Or do you have enough leadership enough to teach her and guide her to how you want her to operate and how y'all want to mutually operate in a relationship? Doesn't take a lot of experience. Y'all just got it. Y'all can actually grow together in these things. There's nothing wrong with that. And I totally agree with whoever said that people are meeting at a very young age and it's working out for the long haul.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
These parents who are doing this intentionally because they know it works and they know it yields a positive result. Instead of pushing them into college or pushing them into careers and stuff, and then say, hey, look, go ahead and vet each other out for marriage later. The parents who are capable of doing that and able to arrange the marriages, they're doing it intentionally because they know it yields positive results. So
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Every time I say something, I'll be like, no, but this how it go. Niggas hit me with it. But you 6'8", so you don't understand. So I have something that prevents me from having a different experience than everyone else.
Stop.
This is the same thing. In this moment, y'all have the experience. Y'all literally have the experience, and y'all saying like, all right, you don't need the experience to get a wife, but you use the experience that you got to get your wife. It's like saying, oh, you don't need money, but you rich already.
That's
I've been
not
waiting
true.
to say that to y'all ass. Yeah,
Marcus, that's not true. You want to know the only thing I used to get my wife was a decision that I made. A decision that I made that I'm going to be married. That's the only thing I used. I didn't use any prior experience. I didn't have any riz. I didn't come with no crazy lines and game, and I didn't get extra fresh and throw on 6 chains and be 60-foot 1,010.
No. Mark,
I ain't
Mark,
do none of that, bro.
You was an excellent battle rapper, right? You was an
Yes.
excellent battle rapper.
Yes.
Have you battle rapped on this platform?
No.
Can you remove your skill set of battle rapping when you have a conversation on this platform?
Yes.
Rest my.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Mark, stop lying, man.
I did something called reading
just,
books.
Hey, JR, can you do a broadcast where it says
Y'all
honesty?
just move the goalposts again.
Honesty. Be honest. Like everything that come out your mouth has to be truthful. Because
bro,
Darwin lying, Mark lying.
This how much.
You just use the word neophyte. I'm a pro. I understand this, but most people don't even know the word.
Listen, this is why Marcus, this is why your point is moot, right? Because I use my skill sets that I developed before I was a battle rapper to become a battle rapper. What are you talking about?
So you're saying
I wouldn't have been successful if I didn't already possess the skill set.
Oh, so you stacked on. So not only did you have one level, you took the second level and stacked on to get to the third level. Interesting.
I can't win with these guys. You can't win with these guys, Bruiser.
You can't
win with these guys.
Mark, you're doing a lot of this.
If you look at Will, if you look at Will right now, Will has a girlfriend.
Let me get on my
right
Will wave, man.
Hey, I ain't got no
snapback,
damn girlfriend. I got a woman.
Get on my Will wave, man.
If you look at Will's situation now, he has a woman. Will has a woman right now. He has a woman right. There's nothing you need, or there's nothing that needs to be said to Will for him to get a wife. He just needs
Man, Will got a girlfriend, not a woman.
To marry his woman. There's no coaching program. There's no method. There's no system. He just need to decide to propose and marry his wife.
Sure.
At this point, it's a matter of decision. You don't have to have experience with other women. You have a woman right now, decide to marry.
Y'all prioritize the word marriage far too much on this platform. Y'all be running around talking about marriage.
Another
goalpost.
Hey, Will, you keep doing that y'all shit, man.
It's
and
gone.
You wonder why people? No, time out. Because
wait.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will. I'm gonna tell you why. And you get tight. You get tight when people coming at your neck. Pause.
No, I don't.
But it's because y'all literally means you all, meaning all of you. So you can't say y'all.
Sir.
Call them out. Call them out.
Sir.
That's all I'm saying. Call them out.
Sir, do you think I have a problem calling out the names of the people I'm talking about?
Every time you say y'all,
I'm
yes.
talking about Bruiser, aka Judge Bruiser, and I'm talking about Mark Days, the real Mark Days. So when I say y'all, sir, I'm talking about them two. Trav Smooth name in the hat. I will be happy to throw Trav Smooth name in that damn hat. What up, Swing?
You can't throw Trav Smooth in this.
Yeah,
can you?
Trav be skating like hell. He be. I be like, damn, Trav.
Will, you dancing right now? I just addressed you in your situation. You never addressed what I said.
When you use a damn lie. When I'm skating. Come on now.
Okay, Bruiser, you say you addressed me and what?
The statement I made is its truth to it.
About the marriage thing, sir.
Yes.
Do I want to be married?
I didn't say you wanted to be married.
Right, but but people have to want to be married. Are you advising people who don't want to be married to get married?
That's not the statement I made. I'm asking you to address the statement I made.
You said I can marry my wife. I mean, my woman right now. All I got to do is marry her, right?
Sort of. Let me reiterate.
Okay, go ahead.
I said, if you look at Will has a woman, because you corrected me when I said you had a girlfriend. Will has a woman. There's nothing you can tell him to get him to marry his wife, or there's no program or coaching or system you can give him so he can go learn how to marry his wife. It's simply up to him to execute whether he want to make that decision. That's it.
Right. True. 100%.
Well, there you go. There's nothing. That's the point.
My whole
to
point
getting
is,
married except the decision to be married.
I don't disagree with you, fellas.
My whole point is, why did you run into this whatever tangent you just went on instead of just addressing it, keeping the conversation flowing?
I missed it. Bro.
If you're advocating and championing the fact that somebody's listening and trying to learn,
I missed it.
But then when I made that statement, you just derailed the whole concept.
I missed it. You see, I listened to you.
I don't believe that, bro.
Well, hold on, bro. I didn't remotely address it the way you just described it. You repeated yourself, and I'm like, bro, I actually agree with you 100%. So you think if I heard you, I'm just being contrary to myself?
I think what you're doing is you're contradicting yourself.
Oh, okay. Tell me how.
You're telling us as a panel that we need to speak.
No, I'm telling you and Mark. I'm telling you and Mark. Let's be specific. Don't do Trey. Tell him.
You're doing it again.
Names. Go ahead.
You're doing it again.
Okay.
That is not necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Go
you
ahead.
could have just left it as the damn panel.
Oh, damn. Because when last time I said y'all, Trev jumped all in my grill. Like, bro.
We're gonna call it out.
You're valuing precision so hard that your interruptions are unnecessary. You get what I'm saying?
Cool. Yep, I get it.
It doesn't have to really be that precise.
But Bruce, let me ask you a question. If I was a guy and I wanted to be married, you gave a process. If I followed the process that you described on this panel today, do you believe that will eventually lead me to finding my wife?
Absolutely. And do you recall the process?
Yes.
What was the process?
The process was you meet a woman wherever you meet her. Use the library, for example. You talk to her, say, hey, find out that what she reading with fiction, nonfiction, basically how often she come here, yada, yada, yada. You slow rolled it. You didn't get the number. You didn't give her the number. You wanted to know how often she comes so you could try to basically position yourself to be there again. And then you asked, maybe we can read books together. So you played the little, oh, I got all the time in the world to court this woman. I act like I see her every day. And then at some point, you offered her your phone number and said, hey, if you ever want to go to the hotel and smash, here's my number. Give me a call. You gave her your number.
That's not the process. I gave you a process. I said I would meet this woman, whatever way you want to meet her. The concept you're talking about is the phone receiving or giving a phone number. That wasn't the process. The process was communicating expectations in terms, and you two coming into an agreement on that. That's the first step.
You can't have that be how is that the first step that you're communicating terms before you even have a
I'm assuming you've already.
You cannot assume that. Bruiser, you said give that woman your phone number and you wait for her to call you. And if she call you, she already know what's up. That means you already communicated to her.
Communicated your expectations and your intention when you gave her your number, right?
Okay, so no.
Whatever that is. If it's for marriage, then you're communicating.
Who is communicating to a woman before he even gets her phone number about marriage?
Why are you hung up?
Somebody that's gonna get taken advantage of. A man that's about to get taken advantage of.
It's important to communicate your expectations and be transparent up front, so you don't waste any time with this woman.
So, Mark, are you in agreement?
Missed a part of the conversation or something? Maybe I was missing.
Okay, Mark, I want to ask you if you agree with what he's saying. He's saying if you meet a woman at the library, you guys chat like in the parking lot or whatever. You chat, you talk a little bit. You get, small pleasantries or whatever. At some point, you're going to offer her your phone number because you're not going to take her phone number. He said that is a carnal sin to take her phone number. You give her your phone number, but before you give her your phone number, you communicate your intentions for her.
I said, listen, this was what I said, and I reiterated. And we can use this. We can use the library method. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same process whenever you meet. Everybody meets a woman in their different fashions.
Are you telling me you did not say that, Bruiser? That you communicate your intentions.
What you're doing is you're trying to blend the whole concept of giving and receiving the phone number into the vetting process for a wife. Those are two different things I tried to get you to separate an hour ago, but now you can never separate those two things.
I can't separate because you're not giving me the steps. You said the first step you do is make your intentions known. That's before you even get or exchange phone numbers. This is what you said, because by the time she calls you, she already knows what the deal is. That's what you said. So
for example, she calls me and she said, hey, look, I took your number and I want to take you up on your offer.
Which is what? Marriage or the hotel?
No, see, you jumping the gun.
That's what you.
No, Bruiser. You
can we
said it
listen?
just in that. You said it like that. He's not
Can
jumping the
we-
gun.
But I said it
can
like
we
that
just
as if I
assume
was
that-
dating to pursue women for sex,
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Or if you're dating for marriage, you've already communicated your intentions. So if
you're giving a girl your number and you're communicating your expectations moving forward,
which is marriage, right?
No, it don't have to be, hey, I want to get married. It could be, hey, look, I want to take you out for coffee.
Oh, come on, man. See, that's a.
And if she calls you, whatever communication or expectation you set, it's a green light. She knows exactly what she's getting into.
Why would if
I
you're
just use going to the hotel as an example? It doesn't have to be.
And I
you're
told
letting
you
that stick. You letting that stick
Yes,
when it don't
and I'm-
necessarily have to stick.
right. And I'm telling you, I said, why don't you give us realistic examples instead of these fairy tale, fictitious, in theory
It's not a
answers?
fairy tale fictitious. If that's the
Have you
outcome you
done it?
want, then
Have
that's
you
what
done it? No. Have you done
I've done
this?
it. Yes, I've done it.
You told a girl, hey, I want to take you to the hotel and smash, and then you gave her your phone number, and you said if she calls, she know what it's about. That you did
I've done
that,
Yeah.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And she
Man,
wanted-
those things work all the time. No. He's right. They work, man.
It works.
They work.
that don't work.
No, it works, man.
It works.
I've done it, man.
Have you tried it?
It
Will,
works.
have you tried it?
No, I haven't tried it.
Okay, how can you sit here
It
and say it
works.
don't work then?
This
I
man
can
said
tell
it
you.
don't work. And he tried.
God damn, Will, you niggas is the nerve of you niggas.
No. Because listen, here's the thing.
Will, you just a contrarian, man. Like
No,
you
Mark.
just
Mark. If
You want to be a damn headache, Will.
Mark,
Period.
if I'm addressing what I believe to be a hoe, I know it'll work. But Bruiser is talking about his whole MO is about marriage. Now he's giving mixed messages about, oh, if you just want to have sex, I don't believe guys should just be out here having sex. I don't believe women should be just cum buckets. But I'm gonna teach dudes how to go out here and just have sex. I'm gonna teach.
What did I
dudes
say?
how to go
What
out
did
here-
I say, Will? I said it's
You
about
said if
the
that's what he
outcome.
wants, the
I
outcome
said
of
it's
what
the
he wants.
outcome that you want. Whatever outcome you want, you communicate that.
Oh my God.
And if she calls you on it, it's green light for whatever expectation you set.
Right.
It works.
That's what I was
You don't
gonna
know
say.
it works because you've never tried it. It doesn't
True.
matter whether it's going to the hotel, taking her a coffee, or going to get married. If you communicate your expectations with these women, you will not struggle.
I'm not stupid. I understand that if you listen, the whole point, I'm talking about your whole persona, what you are about, at least what I've gathered that you're about. You are about marriage, are you not?
Oh yeah, I'm a married man.
No. I don't care if you're married. That don't mean nothing. I'm not.
Yes. Why
No,
would
no.
I? How can I be about marriage and I'm not married?
So you about to prove my point for me?
How
about
can
to
I
prove-
be about marriage
Go ahead, I'll let you.
and not be married? It
Because
doesn't
you over
make any
here,
sense.
because you over here promoting whatever the man want, you're gonna help him get it, even if it's out here turning women into cum buckets.
Listen,
You're gonna help him do it. That's what you're saying.
listen to what I'm saying.
How can you be about marriage and you be about that too?
Listen, let me just show you what I do. I'm a
He said here about result.
What I do is
Get that, Marcus. But he said he's
Whatever
about
outcome-
marriage.
if somebody asks me what do you think I should do, they're asking me to impose my beliefs on them. But it doesn't always happen like that. But most of the guys that come to me, they already have a B that they want to get to from A, and I just show them the shortest path of least resistance.
Right. So you're
Do
not
I
about
always
marriage.
agree with it? It doesn't matter whether I agree with it or not.
It
That's not the
does
business
matter
I'm
whether
in.
or not you agree with it, if you unless you're compromising your morality for money.
It does. Listen, my morality is not tied into that profession or anything like that.
Okay. Let me ask
When somebody come to me with a problem and say, "Hey, look, I need to divorce my wife," you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with her no more. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "You know, I got to refund your money," because I don't believe in that.
No, I know you're not going to say that, but are you going to help and help him figure out how to divorce his wife?
Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna ask him, "What state do you live in?"
God damn, you
What
ain't
are the
about
state
that.
law? I'm gonna
Hold
ask
on.
him, "What are the state laws?"
on.
Hold on, wait. I am for it. If he asks me
about marriage,
if he asks me, "Hey, what do you think I should do as a man of God or whatever?" I'm like, well, first of all, I don't think you should be divorcing your wife.
No, don't
I
bring
think you should
God
do
into this now. Don't bring as a man of God.
See, that's how
Darwin,
it works.
would you help a gay man find a boyfriend?
Would I help a gay man find a boyfriend?
Yeah, that's what he asked you.
I would tell him I don't have any. My skill sets doesn't blend into that, so I'm not a good fit for you. I would recommend him to go to somebody who's a good fit.
Would you help the dude?
Real quick, how would your skill set play into that? Fit into that?
How would my skill sets help?
I would telling him communicate what you want and make sure you're upfront, not work for him.
Darwin, what the hell you talking about?
that'll work, but I'm just saying that I don't. When you get into these
you just biased. You just say
a lot
you
more
biased and
detail.
you don't
There's
want to
a lot
help
more
homosexual
detail
man.
than that.
Just say you
Whatever
biased and you don't want to help a homosexual man. Just say it.
I would just say that I'm not a good fit for this.
It ain't
because I don't have
you
any.
not a good fit when you just say the exact same thing. You say that.
I don't have an understanding on how that operate on those scenarios operate a man and a man.
Maybe
I'm not in that. It's not in my scope of work.
Relationships
So
are
I'm
just
not a good fit for that.
different to navigating.
Bro, his scope of work, Trev, is communicate what you want. Give the person your phone number. If that person calls, you're in the driver's seat. You can't tell that to a gay man.
Just tell me
What part of
bias,
this
man.
do you not understand, Will?
I don't know how this went this way, but my lord,
can we
this
keep
need
it
to
real,
get back
bro?
on track. And
I-
now,
I'm
hold
not
on,
saying
man.
We
on
don't
the wrong highway, heading in the wrong direction.
No,
Jack.
no,
Get back
Mark.
on the right track now.
This the
I don't
reason
know
I
what
asked the
y'all
question.
into, gang.
No, Mark, this is the reason I asked the question. If you are saying that you are for something, but you'll advocate for anything just so you can get the results, then the question is valid. If you feel as though you're against something, then you wouldn't assist that person in getting it. So you would also assist that person in getting a divorce. That was the parallel.
That would be selective morality, is what he's saying.
I told him his morality
Hold
is.
on, he said advocate for it. What can you explain to me what an advocate means?
Not advocate. I'm saying you wouldn't assist. Like you would assist the divorce, but you wouldn't assist the gay man. So, or would you assist the gay man? That's what I was trying to figure out.
No, it's not in my scope of work. I'm not a good fit to help him.
Are you a good fit to help people get divorced?
Crazy work, gang.
I've gotten a divorce before, so that's.
Are you a good fit for helping people get divorced? Is the question.
Yes, I'm a good fit to be able to show you where you can get the information you need to be able to execute whatever it is to get the outcome you want. And that's why I said I would ask him, what state is
you
he
don't
in?
care what people's desired outcomes are, long as it's not criminal. I'm assuming. I'm not gonna throw your morality that far in the trash. Maybe it is that far in the trash.
Well, you can book a consultation and you can ask me a criminal
I
question.
told you. You know what? If I'm single again, Darwin, I'm running straight to you, Coach. I want to make sure I get that Darwin wisdom. You gonna help me figure this thing out.
Man, Will, you're single, brother.
What you understand is a lot of people.
Hold on, Akane. Hold on, sir. Sir, Akane, I'm not single, sir. If I was single, I'll be out here smashing. I'm not single. You think because I'm not married, I'm single?
I think the law stipulates that if you're not
I don't
married,
give a damn what the law stipulates. The law don't stipulate my relationship status.
No.
Hold on.
It doesn't have to be the law.
Wait, hold on.
It doesn't have to be the law.
Wait, Mark, were you a battle rapper?
I was.
Did the law stipulate that you were a battle rapper?
Don't care about that. I don't even know what you're asking me right now. That don't make no sense. The law has nothing to do with being a battle rapper.
The law ain't got nothing to do with me.
The law doesn't apply to battle rapper, but the law applies.
Does have something to do with it, because if you try to file your taxes, guess what you're writing on there?
Who cares if I file my taxes?
No. What are you writing on? Hey, excuse me.
Head of household.
And what else? Are you filing married?
No.
Can you?
Head of household is not in the same option as single.
So look. Yes. Whoa. To answer your question, yes, I can claim her on my taxes.
You can claim her as a dependent.
Yes, I can claim her as a
Without
dependent.
extensive proof, you can claim her as a dependent.
Whoa. Hold on. What extensive proof do I need?
Because I know when I file my taxes, I can just put married and there's no further
My
question.
question to you is, since you're challenging me, what extensive proof?
No. What I said was clear. You're single and you will file as such until your status changes. That's what I'm saying.
Me, can I file her on my taxes?
Listen to me closely.
I heard that and I responded to that. I heard that and I responded to that. I
Listen
heard
close.
that and
You're
I responded
single.
to it.
Sir,
Okay,
you're
see,
single.
Sweeney, why is it that he asked me would I put married on my taxes? I said no. Then he said, can I file her on my taxes? I said yes. He said, not without proving extenuating circumstances or whatever he said. And I'm saying, bro,
Right.
my woman is my dependent. Do you not think she's a dependent?
I was going to say that you can file on taxes by
Listen
filing
to
as
me,
a
bro.
dependent.
Listen to
I
me.
was going to say that,
Listen
but
to me.
you
No,
come
hold
in
on,
and
hold on, wait.
you
Hold
can
on,
file
y'all.
as a dependent.
Will is right. You don't need extenuating circumstances or a whole bunch of proof to tell somebody that I'm filing this person as a dependent. All they got to do is agree and not get filed.
Just have somebody else.
But
As long
Sweeney,
as you got the social,
but
as long as
Sweeney,
you got the
guys are
social, you're
wrong too.
good.
You guys are wrong because guess what?
Listen to
It's
me
two
closely.
lines. The first
Hold
line
on one
says
second. Hold
married
on one
or
second.
single, and
Hold on
then
one
the
second.
second line says
When
dependent.
you file your taxes,
So it's
you're
still
filing as
still.
hold on, Ikane. Hold on, bro. The point is when you're filing your taxes, you're filing as a single man. You cannot file, I have a girlfriend on your taxes, bro.
No, I didn't say
You're
that. I
single.
said, sir,
You're
you
single.
put a name,
And that's
sir,
why I said the law stipulates unless you're married, you're single.
Sir.
That was the point. So you're single.
Hold on, y'all, real quick.
By the legal
I'm just
definition,
gonna say
you're
that
single.
I think we putting a lot of emphasis on the paper marriage thing, right? And
How the hell we get here?
Listen. Time out. The original
because
marriage it's a covenant between a man and his wife and God. It doesn't have anything to do with that paper stuff, right? And
it has a lot to do with
the way.
but
Listen. Time out. If marriage is what someone desires, I get it, but I don't try to tell people who don't choose to be married, not the way that society, like how the laws are currently constructed. It's not advantage men. If you don't want to do that, then
but you brought God in it, and the scripture says, "Obey magistrates." The magistrates of our time have set forth that unless you are married, you are single.
But what if I'm not?
Yeah, but they also said respect gay marriage too. So
you're single.
Is that in there too?
You see, that's already been established what marriage means. It's in the scripture. So you're single,
gentlemen. So if I'm an atheist, which I'm
not,
a
single atheist.
That's not how that works.
Oh my God!
Because you're trying to either base someone whether they're single or not either on God's law or the law.
No, I didn't.
I didn't do
that.
You did, because the first question you asked was,
hold on one second, Sweeney, because I'm talking to Will. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, bro. 1 second. And I'm gonna get to that. Hang on 1 second. Will, you're single, bro.
I heard you multiple times.
By the legal definition, you're single.
But Mark,
there is a definition where he wouldn't be single.
That's the only point.
There
can't be up here acting married, gang. You single.
Mark,
he didn't say he was married.
How many times do you want to drive?
Why are you talking to me? Hold on 1 second, bro. I'm talking to Will. I got you, gang. Hold up.
Mark,
you can't be acting married. You're single.
Mark, how am I acting married?
You're single, bro. You said you're not single. You're single. By the legal definition, you're single, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Will said he's acting head of household.
Are you a felon or no?
Can I ask you a question, sir? You keep making statements, and I told you I heard you a long time ago. I accepted what you said.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
So I'm single. So if I tomorrow was to go outside and go holler at some chicks, you telling me that there's nobody on planet Earth that should be upset? I
don't care about that.
Well,
what I said was by the legal definition, you're single.
Hold on.
Because you do this dog walking thing with everybody. I told you I'm never going to follow you.
Sir.
We're never going down the rabbit hole together, no Diddy.
Sir.
Not going to happen.
Sir.
Not going to happen.
You told me I'm single, right? So I'm asking
you. Are.
Okay, we don't got to keep hammering that. Damn. So listen, if I'm single, tomorrow I should be able to go outside and holler at any young tenderoni out there I want to holler at, as long as it's legal. And nobody on planet Earth should be mad about that.
Not the tenderonis.
How old is you to say tenderoni?
Here we go. Let's put this to bed. Legally single simply means a person is unmarried under the law.
Bro, I don't subscribe. Hold on. I don't subscribe to everything that the law says. I don't. You may do. I don't.
Bro, you're single, bro. That's the only point. Is you're single. Legally, you're single. There's no way to refute it.
Go ahead.
It's irrefutable, bro.
Will, this is what I gotta say.
Move on.
If you go out there, Mark, you
why do we care so goddamn much?
Minutes. Let me just talk, please. Hey, let me say this to you, Will. If you go out there and you decide to do whatever you want to do,
I'm just like steering the conversation. I'm pulling a Will. No
Yeah,
digging.
Will, if you go out there and do whatever you want to do fidelity wise, right? Nobody can do anything to you. Because guess what?
Years.
You're officially single. The woman that you have in your house have no right to
So if he
do
loses his
anything.
woman, because that's a consequence. If his woman says, "Oh, so you're not single," then I'm breaking up with you and I'm leaving your ass. That's not a consequence.
No,
It's not
what he's saying is he
it
has
can
no
be
legal
consequence if they
financial
have a child.
ramifications. Like,
You
If they
said
have a
nobody.
child and come on due to child
So now they
support,
gotta have a child to
but
not
she
be single.
does not have no rights to his
Hey,
properties.
hey, gentlemen,
She doesn't have any right to his
Golly.
properties.
gentlemen,
By that logic, the child is the marriage then.
gentlemen, listen to me.
no, it's not.
You guys are so fixated on this
Stop the
thing
cap,
called
Marcus.
marriage, sir. Ekene, let me break something down to you, sir. If I was legally married, I can go out there and do whatever I want to do and nothing will happen to me. See, you guys are so bound by marriage and the marital laws that y'all are blinded by reality.
Perfect.
Y'all are blinded by structural ways that men could protect themselves from any of these consequences that y'all keep talking about, or not talking about, but quietly alluding to. Sir, I own everything I have. I don't have nothing in nobody else's names. Everything I have, I own it. My woman has access to everything I have because she's my woman.
Calling me out to grab the mic is crazy, Ant. First off, pause on that, man. I'm not grabbing nobody's mic, man. You need to
what's going on?
Something's wrong here. My bad, Will. Go ahead, man.
So my woman, like what's so crazy is that the woman who chooses to be with me and we identify our relationship as such, y'all would tell us it's not what we say it is. That's amazing to me because, Mark, not to be in your personal business like that, but you have at least a non-biological child.
Well, wait, what?
I said not to be in your personal business like that, but you have at least
right
a
into it.
Listen.
I'm not answering any of those questions, gang. Just move around and use somebody else as an example. I don't even understand where we're going right
Let's
now.
keep moving. Let's keep moving.
I'm listening to you though, but yeah, just move around me. I got you,
I'll move off you. Do any of y'all have a stepchild?
Damn, bro, God.
I do.
Do any of you niggas?
Stepchild is not a big deal. Somebody can answer that
Why do y'all
question.
get
Come on.
clammed up about stupid shit? What is being clammed
Oh
up for?
man, why are you so frustrated? I gotta give Will a hard time. This is what he do to us every week, man. What's wrong with you guys, man? Y'all should be having fun with this. Y'all tripping.
Crazy.
We didn't know you guys were playing. We didn't know you guys were playing.
Sweeney,
Man, stressed out. He rubbing his do rag.
Go ahead.
This man is stressed.
I'll talk to you about it. You have a stepchild.
Yes.
Did you legally adopt that kid?
No.
So then technically it wouldn't be your child then, right?
Technically, yes.
According to them.
According to them, no.
Would you ever say this is not my child?
No.
So I'm done talking to these niggas.
Facts don't got feelings.
But this what we say.
No, there's no but.
The
Can we move
problem,
on?
no. The problem is we are bringing it to the legality. The legality is different. Your emotions is different from the legality. The legality is what we're talking
Nobody
about.
gives a fuck about the legalities because he don't give a fuck about the legalities. Why
But
does
guess
it
what? If
matter?
something go, no, we do, because if something go on tomorrow, the legality kicks in. Even if you like it or not, it's still going to apply.
All right. So what legality would kick in for him?
See,
if
JR, I
something
just
went off
wanted
the
you to
farm?
see the chaos that Will injects into the panel when I do it. I just wanted to like be an example of the chaos that could be injected. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny.
I'm not single.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Facts ain't got feelings. You're not listening, Ekene. You're single.
Will, you know I rock with you,
doesn't
gang,
have
but
a
you
feeling
chaotic
to
as
it.
heck.
Okay.
Hey, and I'll accept.
I got you.
You know why I'm
Facts don't
chaotic?
have feelings.
Because week after week,
To be single means to be unmarried and not currently in a
they are.
romantic relationship. It can
They
also
are.
refer
Facts
to
do
the
not
state of
have
being alone
feelings.
or without a companion.
Man, that's a
The
modern
term has-
dictionary
The
definition.
term has various interpretations, with
Oh,
some
this dude
suggesting
is
it
trying to
refers to
read
not
again. Jesus
to, re-
Christ.
to suggest that it refers to not
go
having an
chapter 1.
exclusive romantic partner, while others emphasize a lack of legal marital union.
That is GED.
Elaboration. Lack of marriage. The most common understanding of single is being unmarried and not in a civil union. However, lack of
wish you
romantic
would've read it
partner.
like that
It
when
also,
Hamp was up here.
however,
Kenny,
it also implies
Kenny.
this dumb motherfucker ain't say shit all day. Don't interrupt me.
Kenny,
It
Kenny,
also
no
implies
interrupting. Let
not
him
having a
talk. Kenny,
boyfriend,
please.
girlfriend, or other exclusive romantic
Facts ain't
partner.
got feelings. You're single
General
if you're not
definition
married.
in a broader
There's
sense,
no other.
single can refer to being alone or solitary without any close relationship. There's a nuance to this that not
This dude
everybody
just learned to
subscribes.
read.
There's a nuance to this that not everybody subscribes to the legal definition or the biblical definition.
So does that make it right on black and white? Are you single? Yes. Facts don't got feelings. It's good that you could read a paragraph.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Winnie, all those things that you rest, Winnie, it's just a modern day dictionary, just trying to.
We're
Yeah.
arguing about something that literally does not matter.
If you go out and cheat, if you go out and cheat, that's a feeling. At the end of the day, the black and white, you're still single.
Hey, can you cheat on anybody, Kenny?
Yes.
How?
It doesn't fucking matter.
How, Kenny?
I gotta say this, right?
Hold
Let
on,
me say this.
Ekene, shut your ass up. Wait, hold on, y'all. Stop doing
Let me
that.
pull up now. Let me pull up now.
Kenny, can you cheat on somebody?
Let me pull up now. Yes, I can.
How?
Yo, why y'all do that man like that, yo? That's a grown ass man.
Ain't
He the
nobody
OG
doing
on
me
the
nothing.
panel.
So shut up, Darwin. So
Yeah,
now,
why don't y'all be quiet for a second? Go ahead, Kenny.
Where you going with this?
It's right here.
No, where you
Fake
going with
ass
it?
green
Be clear,
screen
be
ass
clear and
ass.
define. Be clear and define where you going with it.
I'm asking you.
Don't beat around the bush. Go straight. Go straight. Straight line.
I'm going straight, sir. Straight
Go
line.
straight line.
Hey, Marcus, you funny, gang.
Can you cheat on somebody? Are you in a position where you can cheat on someone?
Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do.
Damn.
Let me stretch my back.
Pause.
Darwin, use a sucker. The dude disrespects you straight to your face and you laugh up with him. Nobody can. If I serve this country, no one could play with me like that.
When did
COE,
somebody? When
content
did he
over
disrespect me?
everything. Why don't you just put on your judge suit again with your buddy over there renting stuff and go find some girls to go abuse and tell them they're not worth it. You got a history of that. So let's not call you Ruth, the other girl that you said slept away to the top. Come on, you don't want to play this game with me, Mr. Biblical Man, that don't even know his Bible.
Did I say anything that was false?
Okay, no. So if you try to shoot
Darwin,
jabs,
Darwin,
if you try to play, I will launch missiles at you.
You letting him
Remember,
focus on you.
You stop doing that thing about the preaching.
Who decided to let this nigga talk?
Hey, Darwin,
Hey,
don't say
Sweeney,
nothing.
why don't you go back on the show with the girls? With your
Why don't
knock
you
need
shut the fuck
ass, Mr. Honey Hips.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about what you got to say.
Go back on your show with the
Nobody
girls.
cares what
Mr.
you
Honey
have to
Hips.
say, bro. Nobody
Honey Hips,
cares.
go back on the show with the girls.
Nobody cares.
I'm gonna
That's
coin a
what you
new
are. Go
phrase
back on the
called
show
"No
with the
Kenny."
girls.
This nigga, you ran from this
So
man
back
question.
at the ranch, back at the ranch, back at the ranch.
Because you
Facts
so
don't have feelings.
insecure. You so
Facts
insecure.
do not have feelings.
You so insecure that you're trying to find. You're trying to find the holes in a simple question.
Do you know how you look in the mirror?
You're so insecure that you're trying to find the holes in a simple question.
I'm insecure.
Yes.
Hey, Sweeney, we know what you look like. You not
I
needing
don't care
facts.
what I look like. You're so insecure.
You not needing facts.
I don't care what I look like.
Insecure?
Because you're so insecure.
You was
Let
a
me
virgin
finish.
at
Let me finish.
25.
Sure
You got
was.
what
I was a
you got
virgin
what
at
you
25
could
years
get,
old.
settled.
Yep,
Stop.
I was a virgin at 25.
Wait,
You're
you
absolutely
got
right.
what you could get.
You're absolutely
and
right.
settled.
Now you're so
Now
insecure.
you elbow to elbow her
You're so-
doing hair.
You're
Stop.
so insecure. You're so insecure.
Stop. I'm insecure
You're so
about what?
insecure that you
What am I
didn't even.
insecure about?
Okay, I will tell
I'm
you
the
if the
one that's
dumbass.
not me that
I
got
will
women hips.
answer your question if you let me finish.
I'm the
You're
one that
so
I'm the one
you're
that tried to
so
argue a
insecure.
point.
You're
The black
so
and white says
insecure.
you're single.
No, you're so insecure that you couldn't even answer a simple question without where are you trying to go with that? Because you all know
You know what? I can't have chess discussions with checkers.
You asked me the question. I'm gonna
No,
tell you.
I can't have chess discussions with checkers.
We need the
I don't
timer.
know why you guys can't
I
have
need you to stop.
communication.
You're
I would need
so
you
Can
to
you guys
stop.
just talk?
bro. You're
I
so
would need you to
insecure, bro, that you
stop. I would
cannot
need
have
you to
it.
stop.
You
You
asked
had
me,
to
so I'm gonna
settle. You had to
answer.
settle.
You asked me,
You
so
had
I'm
to
gonna
settle
answer.
for the first
Sure,
woman that
whatever you say, whatever
Wait,
you say.
Yeah, I know. You
Now,
had to
whatever
settle
you
for the
say,
first
it's
woman that
all
didn't
you.
vomit
You're
when she
absolutely
saw
right.
you.
Yep.
You had to settle for
Now,
the first woman
yep,
that
absolutely.
wouldn't vomit when she saw you naked.
Absolutely. Okay. We got past that.
You not in
You're
that
so
ballpark with me.
you're so
not in that ballpark
insecure,
with me.
and yet you're so
Okay, you
insecure.
not in that ballpark
I
with
don't
me,
care
Mr.
what
Passive.
ballpark I'm in, because we're talking about you
not
right
in the
now.
ballpark with me.
JR, will you please control this nigga, bro?
You
Because
not
this is
with
retarded.
you not in the ballpark.
This nigga's
JR,
retarded.
Timer.
Take
All right, okay, so you guys are done. All right. All right,
Take
so you
this
guys are done.
sissy and go back on the girl show
yeah,
so you
All
can
right,
get
hold on,
back
y'all.
down.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's go to get back on track.
Can I answer? Can I answer the question now, JR?
Yeah,
No,
go
you
ahead.
can't. No, you cannot.
Kenny.
Why is it Kenny?
Because you're being a real bitch right now.
So
Hold on,
JR,
Sweeney,
in all
and Kenny.
fairness,
Sweeney and Kenny. I want to get back on track. I know Sweeney just got up here. You haven't had a chance to answer the question. Let's get back on track.
No, I didn't.
Sweeney was talking for about a good 5 minutes before I tried to say
Kenny.
facts don't have feelings.
Kenny.
The basis of it.
Kenny, let's get back on track. Sweeney, go ahead and speak, and then if Kenny want to respond to what you got to say on the topic, then go ahead.
Appreciate you, bro. Listen, in all seriousness, I think we should all just be honest and say we really don't fucking know. And what I mean by that is we know how we got our woman. We know how we was managed to do it for ourselves. But if the reality came down to it, we cannot say with 100% certainty for any other man that what we would say will work. There's no way to be able to tell. It is what it is. Let's just be honest and say we don't fucking know, because to Will's point, he was asking, how do you get there? Okay, well, how do you get there? Well, how do you get there? And the reality is outside of talking about your own anecdotal experience, you cannot really tell somebody else how to get there because you don't know, because you're not them. You don't live in their shoes. You don't walk their path. And outside of appealing to some higher power, i.e., unless you're appealing to God or some form of religion that gives you a blueprint, we don't actually know, because all of us could be wrong or all of us could be right. It doesn't really, it is what it is. We don't know. That's why every single week, week in and week out, somebody asks, what's the blueprint? How to do it? How to go about it? And you get 19 different answers, and you're going to get 19 different rebuttals. The answer is we don't know how to do it for y'all. I don't know how to make it work for you. I really don't. We don't really know how to make it work. You don't know, Marcus. Not for real. Because you don't know how to. You don't know.
I can give you the blueprint if you want me to.
Wait.
That wasn't even a question. How
Kenny,
you got there?
Kenny, wait, Marcus, you really don't know because you live in your body and your world amongst a group of people that was able to do whatever you was able to do. That doesn't mean you can go up to some random dude on the street. Can you what is the name of that movie where they turned the girl into a dime piece and she went out there and she got her to the prom? No, we don't know if you could turn frogs into princes. There's no reality to that. We don't really know.
So in mass, maybe not. The people I know that don't have the same life experiences they would be considered unattractive. I've been able to help them. I have been able to help some of them.
Some, but are you able to help them in mass? Are you able to put out a thing that you know for certain will work? That's the point. That's why I'm saying is that the reality of the situation. Yeah, the reality of the situation is there is no blueprint to this.
Well, Sweeney, I'm Mr. More Writer, sir.
All right, so the answer.
I can help
everybody. Get
everybody.
off of facts don't have feelings.
That want to be helped.
Get off of single married.
Can you cheat on somebody, Kenny?
How'd you get off of single married?
Kenny, can you cheat on somebody?
How did you get off of single married?
We're waiting to find out if you could cheat.
No, you need to stick to your guns. You said don't talk to me, so you don't have the privilege to hop over that line.
Good.
Can anybody answer that question? Can anybody answer that question?
Oh my freaking gosh!
I'm asking you. Can anybody answer the question that you just asked?
Which one?
You asked a question that says, "How can someone get out of single marriage or what?"
No, that means you wasn't paying attention. It went all the way back to either you're married or you're single. It went right back there, and then people went on flights of fancy down wormholes away from the original. Okay, what are you? What do you define? Then Sweeney, who said didn't talk, said, okay, the consequence for going outside and cheating. It still does not change the black and white. That's where you y'all went way off the beaten path for him.
All right, Kenny, can you get us back on track?
I said facts don't have feelings, and then a whole barrage came.
Okay, so facts doesn't have feelings. Okay, where you going with it? Go ahead.
At the end of the day, they're trying to put different dynamics in it. You go out and cheat, you're still single. If you're married, there's a consequence to it. There's a greater consequence because now you're binded by something.
Notice how you use the word greater consequence.
Yeah.
So there is actually a consequence if you do something with somebody that you're actually in a personal.
Okay, there's an emotional consequence when you're not married. Someone might leave you. There's an emotional consequence when you're not married and you're dating a girlfriend. She might leave you. When you're married, someone can take maybe all you have, 50% of what you have, or a percentage, because now you're binded by a contract.
100% correct. 100% correct, Kenny. You're right. 100%. That's what I was trying to say earlier. There is no consequence that you got to go through if you like. If Will tells his girl, "I'm not doing this anymore," or Will goes out there and cheats on his girl, which is not cheating because you don't have any legal obligation to her. You have no consequence. The only consequence that goes with it is that she's going to leave you and walk away. She can't do you any financial damage.
So
if you have a child with her, right? If you have a child with her, yes, there might be legal custody battle because of the child involved. But other than that, you have no consequence at all.
So whether you're single or not is simply based on the consequences.
It's based on it. That is why when a single man,
that's not the question that I asked.
Yes, you're right.
So
if you want me to give you a single word answer, yes.
Okay.
He's trying to pigeonhole you into.
No, it's not pigeonhole. It's he said that it's simply like if you're single, there's no consequence.
He understands this is rhetorical.
No, it's not.
That's okay, Kenny. That's okay.
I am your man and you're my girlfriend. You catch me cheating, you leave. I'm your husband. You are my wife. Legalities come into play when you want to leave me.
It's not solely on a matter of leaving and staying either. It's also your reputation. You know, if you're going out here cheating or you're going out here breaking your word, it's also a matter of your reputation on the line. It just makes you look very bad. I think you should consider that as well. If you're gonna
if you don't have a prenup.
Bruiser, are you talking about if a man that is unmarried to a woman?
No, if you're in a relationship and you committed with this woman, you're monogamous relationship with this woman, you committed, and you giving her your word that you're going to be loyal to, you're not going to be sleeping around with other women, and then you're going to do that, there's a consequence to that. You don't.
There is no consequences to that.
Hold on, wait, fair enough. All right, look at it this way.
There is no consequences to that.
Hold on, wait. Look at it this way. I guess this is where Will's trying to get at. Think of it.
That's a good question. You see that?
Yeah,
I already answered
pose a good question.
I gave the caveat of a prenup.
Think of it this way.
Prenup, what would you do?
No, think of it this way, right? So, Akene, if you was in a committed relationship with a woman, right? Relationship and everything, y'all been doing, and then you go out there and you sleep around with other women. Would you be able to get away with the social stigma that comes along with that by just simply saying, hey, technically, I'm not married, I'm single? Would the world be able to let you get away with and say it was okay for what you did to her because you're technically single?
Guess what? I'll answer that question. The word doesn't matter because guess what? There is no any contract that binds you and that woman. She only has your word. And guess what? As a human being, that word can be broken. The only way you can give a woman your word is to marry her.
What about your network? What about your friends?
Your friends will not. Your friends can maybe say whatever they want to say for a day or two. We normalize. Let me say this real quick.
Something y'all know nothing about. I'm the one living the life that y'all talking about, and y'all.
We've all lived our life. Before you started.
No, you did.
I've lived our life. I had a woman that lived with me for many years.
Okay.
I've lived that life.
Did you have kids with her?
And guess what? I married her.
Okay, so you didn't live that
and
life.
have a child with her.
Sir,
No,
sir.
No,
let
I've
me
lived that life.
position it this way. Hold on, I got an even
And she
better
left.
position.
She
Kenny,
left, and I went and got her back.
Kenny,
She
I got an
left.
even better
I went and
position,
got her
right?
back.
I
Yeah.
got an even better position, right? Let's say that you're
Okay.
vetting a woman to marry her, right?
Yes.
Y'all in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She goes out there, she
Mm-hmm.
sleeps with she sleeps with another guy.
Mm-hmm.
You upset or whatever. You upset visibly. You're like, I can't believe you would do that. Why would you sleep with another guy? She tells you, hold on, wait. She tells you, well, technically I'm single because we're not married. So is it really a problem that I would sleep with another guy? That she would sleep with another guy? Would you then, and if she says, if we were married, you wouldn't have to worry about me doing this. Would you marry her?
Guess what?
Caveats. Look at all
Guess
the
what?
caveats.
That has a lot of caveat. Do you know why it has caveat? I'm going to answer you, Kenny. No, Kenny, I'm going to
Don't worry
answer.
about
This
it.
is
It's
why it
all
has
good.
caveat. The reason why it has caveat was this. You said that
Sweeney, you're not as
you
smart as
already gave her
you
your
are
words
dumb.
that you're going to marry her, right? If you already give that word that you're going to marry her, that means now you have a process.
I
But
didn't
we're
say that.
talking about there is
I didn't
no
say that.
marriage in the
No, I
equation,
didn't say that. I didn't
only
say that.
relationship. What did you say?
Kenny,
Because I
no,
heard you
I
said
said,
something about that. You said it clearly.
No. I said y'all
Trying to
are
be
in a committed
complex like you
relationship.
smart.
No, I said y'all are in a committed relationship. I didn't say that you promised marriage to her. I said she told you once she cheated on you, you was like, I can't believe you would do that to me. She said, well, technically, we're not married. I'm single, so I'm free to do that. Would you then still marry her if you were vetting her and thought you would want to marry her one day? Would you still then?
Okay, no. Listen, look at the caveat again. You said marriage. As soon as you bring marriage into the equation, it changes everything. When you say marriage, future prospect,
we on the same
marriage is future prospect.
That would have answered.
Right. So
Once you put marriage is future. Let me finish answering this question so that you guys can get it clearly.
Yeah.
If you have a girlfriend, you have no intention of getting married, but you want to be in a relationship with her for a long time or short time, but you don't have any. You don't want to ever put ring on that finger and walk her through that altar. Guess what? If she cheats on you, there is no legal obligation. You can walk away just like a woman should walk away from a man that cheated on her. A man should walk away from a woman that cheated on him. Well, that's what you got to do. But let me tell you, there is no consequences.
No.
The consequence only applies in two ways: if you're going to marry her or if you already married her. That's it. There is consequences for that.
Right,
Hold on, sweetie. Let me say this. Please let me say this so we can move on. It sounds to me like you guys want to be bound by some sort of consequence. It sounds like to me you guys want to say, yeah, if me and my lady don't work out, I want her to take all my shit. That's what it sounds like to me. Because that's all y'all talking about. Y'all niggas is stupid.
Yep, just like the one with failed leadership that couldn't do it right the first time he got married, so he shied off and won't marry the woman.
I thought you didn't want me talking to you. So can you cheat on somebody, sir?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I answered your question.
So how do you go about cheating on someone if you're not married? Dumbass nigga.
The old fashioned
dumbass nigga.
Adultery and cheating are two different things.
Didn't they say you can't cheat, Mark, if you're not married? Mark, didn't they say you cannot cheat on somebody if you're not married? Now this dumbass nigga said he could cheat on somebody and he ain't married.
Let me try again.
You're a dumbass.
Adultery and cheating are two different things.
Listen, I told you. See, I left you alone multiple times.
Adultery and cheating are two different things.
Sir, I left you alone
adultery
multiple times.
And cheating are two different things.
I guess I just got to do it for him.
No, Kenny. If you start using the word adultery and cheating, you complicate the whole matter.
You
complicate it.
I don't. If I was married, because
better lock your door.
If you say adultery,
if I was married, that would
I
be
got
adultery.
you. I got you.
In a relationship without the title and the paperwork, that is
the reason why people are okay with being into a relationship.
I want you to not go on a diatribe and just address what I just said.
We talking over each other.
What did you just say?
We are talking over each other. They cannot hear.
If you're married and you cheat, what is that?
If you're married and you cheat, it's adultery.
Okay, so if you're married, if you're not married and you cheat, that's cheating.
Oh, I thought you couldn't cheat.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
Oh, if you're unmarried and you cheat, is that cheating?
You can't.
No, it's not cheating.
You can't.
So let me ask you this:
If you're
It's not cheating.
unmarried
Let
and
me
you
ask you a question.
cheat on your
See, this is why
You're not
nuances. This
JR,
is why
how can a single person cheat, JR? Hey,
Single
please,
person doesn't
Go ahead,
cheat.
Dara. Go ahead, Dara.
gentlemen,
Let
we
me
can move on. A single
And
person.
anybody can answer this question. If you convince a woman that you're monogamous and you're committed and you're faithful in the relationship,
Ain't no
and
relationship. You single. Mark
text
said you
you
single.
on
You
a
filed on your taxes. You niggas ain't gonna keep doing this.
Listen to
You
what I'm
niggas,
saying.
said I was single,
Listen-
so I can't cheat on
Listen
nobody
to
if
what
I'm
I'm
single.
saying.
No,
If she's
no,
your
bro.
woman,
If
you
I
are
am
her man.
single, I cannot
You
cheat on
convince her.
anyone.
You convince. Hold on. You convince her that you're not sleeping with no one else but her. You are the only one she's sleeping with, and she's the only one you're sleeping with.
She dumb. She stupid. Because I can't
Okay,
cheat
so
on her. I'm single.
I'm just saying. So if that's not the case, then it doesn't matter. But if this is the
Horrible.
case,
I'm single. What do you mean if it's the case? Y'all keep
I just
saying
said
if you're
I
not
just answered
married.
your question. I just took you out of it by saying if that's not the case,
No,
then it
Darwin,
doesn't matter to you.
Y'all keep Darwin. If you're not, can you be in a relationship if you're not married?
Listen to what I'm saying.
You niggas is just playing.
No, no, you
convince this
cannot.
woman- listen to what I'm saying. Let me try to start it over. If you convince
Why?
this
Y'all
woman,
already
hey,
created
look,
all this damage. Why start it over now?
listen
Just
to
move
what I'm
on.
saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. If you convince this woman, hey, look, I'm only sleeping with you and I'm only going to sleep with you. And she say, I'm only going to sleep with you. And then you sleep with someone else. Is that called betrayal or not?
No, I'm
It's
single.
betrayal.
No, I am single.
No,
You
it's betrayal, but it's not cheating.
You cannot betray a relationship that's non-existent.
Excuse me. You betray her because
So
of your
if
words.
I tell my woman,
There was an agreement.
listen.
No.
If I tell a woman,
So
Ekene,
what?
if I
There
tell a
is no
woman, I'm
agreement
a
without the state
pescatarian.
of God,
If I
according to
tell a
y'all.
woman,
No.
Ekene, if I tell a
Go
woman
ahead.
I'm a pescatarian, I will not eat meat. I make a commitment to her that I will not eat meat. And then I go get invited to Sweeney's house. He having a barbecue, and they got some ribs on the grill. They got some steaks on the grill, and I eat a steak. Did I cheat on? I mean, was I whatever Darwin?
You can't use the word cheating. The word cheating, you
The
can't use
problem
it.
is, hold on, wait. The problem is, here's the issue. Y'all
You
went
guys have to understand using words are very powerful.
Listen. No, Kenneth is taking it literally. I'm with it, Kenneth, right? However, the problem is that now y'all are moving it into an agreement between two people. At first, it's you single unless you make this agreement between you, the state, and the or you and God. If there is no God or no state involved, you're single. There is no agreement. So what Will is trying to say is I can't cheat on her because there's never been an agreement of me not being single. I've always been single. She walked into it knowing I'm single because I never put a ring on her finger. But this is what makes this argument not make sense. If we would have just called it what it is just, hey, single just means you're by yourself. You are no longer in a committed relationship with nobody. But if y'all want to put marriage on the table as either you're single or you're married, this is where all the nuance and the confusion comes.
That's what we've been doing for the past 2 hours. That's before you came here, Sweeney. That's what we've been doing.
Right,
We're talking about single or married.
Right, but that's
Will wants to. Will is just
got back
complicating the whole thing.
It's not.
He
He's
come
not
in talking like
complicated.
he knew what the conversation
No,
was.
it's not complicated. If y'all would have just
what we was
accepted,
talking
either
about.
you're in a committed relationship by way of committed relationship or by way of marriage. That's the only. But if you come to an agreement with somebody else and you say, "I'm with you and you are with me," y'all are no longer single.
No, that's not true. Let me tell you guys. No, that's not true.
Can you take them to court? Take half off of being in a committed relationship.
Will is not stupid. Will knows what he's doing.
Sweetie, watch this.
Will, I got to say something to you. Wait. Let me say this to you. If you take your girl and go to your dad, I'm sorry, is your dad still living?
Yes.
And you go to your dad and you say to your dad, "This is my wife," and your dad accepts that, that's your wife between man and God.
See, Sweeney, just let them talk.
Do you remember when Mike told you guys something about culture? When
Just let
Mark told you guys about something about culture, you guys should have listened to Mark.
just let them talk enough.
What you
That's all
talking
you
about?
gotta do.
Bro,
Let
No.
y'all are putting fire right now, man.
Let me tell you
Y'all are
this. Okay, let
putting
me tell you this.
fire.
In the Western country, right, there are people designated to wed people through certification, right? Outside the West, the person that weds you is your dad or the oldest man in your family. Let me tell you guys something. If you take your woman will and go
What
to
are you
your dad
talking about?
and tell your dad that this is that you want to make this woman your wife, and your dad performs the right, that's your wife from that
How you know I
moment.
didn't do? How you know I didn't do that, Ekene? Hold on. How
You
you
have
know
to
I didn't do
tell us.
Because you
Am I going to
didn't.
assume that
Because a
I
loser.
can't assume? You
No,
have to
no,
tell
You
us.
didn't do it
that?
that way.
Hold on.
You
Hold
have
on,
to
gentlemen.
tell us.
Gentlemen, Ekene. Mark said that if okay, so Ekene, if I do that with my dad,
Mhm.
do I then get to file married on my taxes, Ekene?
No, you don't.
Okay.
no.
No. Hold on. There is a thing that I have never
It's
asked in
something
America.
different.
Wait,
It's
I'm
something
glad you
different.
asked that, Will.
gentlemen, please.
Can I
Okay,
answer you,
please,
Will? Can I
please, hold
answer?
on. Yes, I'm going to have the back and forth with you. Hold on. Psych patient, please stop talking to me. You say you don't want to talk to me. You, nigga.
Psych patient.
Yes, stop talking to me. I'm not going to address you no more. Don't address me no more.
Psych patient.
I don't
Hey,
want you to
Mark, I'm
harm
glad you find
yourself
this
if we get
funny.
off the
Listen,
live.
you's a sucker.
I
Shut
know.
up.
I know. I will. Thank you.
No,
Ekene.
you's a sucker. Shut up.
Okay.
You
I know. I
know.
will. Ekene.
You should know better.
If I go to my dad and I perform this ritual that you just described, do I get
You were
to
still
file?
you were still
Do
a
I get to
lizard.
file my woman? Do I get to file my taxes as married?
Ask him if he
Then,
did it. He
then
likes
I'm going to
doing
answer
that
you
too.
that.
Take him down the wormhole.
Ekene,
There
do
is,
I get to
if I,
file my
yeah,
taxes as
I'm
married?
going to answer you that. So check this is the answer. I have never asked this question before, but I'm going to ask you guys this question before I can answer Will's question. Is there anything called customary court in the United States? Do you guys have customary court
No.
or only civil
In
No.
court?
some states,
Don't say you
in
guys.
some
You live
states.
here too. You live here too. Did you get
No,
married
no,
here?
no, no.
They
I'm
got
married here.
common
Okay,
law
so
marriage in some
stop
states.
acting
Oh,
like
you
you
have common law marriage?
no.
Is it a
Stop
court system? Do they issue
bro,
certificate for
bro,
that?
Kenny,
bro,
hold him to
bro.
what you said.
Stop
He
acting
said,
like you
how do
don't
you know I
know
didn't
the
do it the way
laws in this
you said
country.
it?
You live
You
here
have
too.
him. Why are you going around the world?
No, I'm not going around because I'm going to come back to him. But this is what I'm asking. Do you guys have customary court
You
in this
don't
country?
say you guys. You live here too.
Okay, do we have, okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Do we have customary court in the United States?
Answer the question. Do we?
I'm asking the question so somebody can answer.
I don't even know what that is. You
Okay,
answer.
good.
Are you asking, do we
Okay.
have common law marriage in this country?
Common law, no, not common law marriage. I
Nah.
mean the common law. Do they have? Do they?
You
I'm
got
coming,
the worst
Sunni. I'm
panel
coming.
of
Hold on,
Do
I'm trying
common law marriage? Do they
you
issue
got
a
the worst
certificate?
panel of
Do
men
they
on
issue a
planet
all
certificate?
right.
Earth in these
So
No.
topics.
no, they don't. They don't
Okay,
answer.
good. You see the difference? Now I'm coming back to my question, to what I said. In Nigeria and or
We
outside
don't care
United,
about Nigeria.
can
We live
I
in
just
America.
talk, please? Can I
Answer my
talk?
question. No, answer my
So
question. I don't file taxes in
so
Nigeria.
so this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So in the absence of a
Me who
certificate being
elected
issued, can I just talk?
to
Will,
serve
can't you just
this?
listen for 1
No,
minute?
bro, I don't live in Nigeria. Stop talking to
Okay.
me about
I'm
Nigeria.
okay, forget about Nigeria. I'm coming back to the US again.
No, just
And
come
in
to
the
the West. Just
just
be here.
stop
No,
talking,
I'm
man.
gonna answer my question then. So, Mark, according to Ekene, I'm married. So, do I get to file married on my taxes now?
No, you
Hey,
cannot.
gang, this
Mark,
thing went
Kenny,
so
you gave
far
him
from
a
where we
golden
started,
escape.
gang. I
hey,
can't even
You
follow the
still cannot.
conversation at this
Because
point.
if
I'm
you can
lost.
listen,
I
this
will
is why I
say
like to
I'm
have
in outer space, gang.
academic
I'm in like
discussion.
I'm
Somebody
gone,
keeps
bro. I don't know
quiet
what's
and
happening.
somebody talks, and then you have an understanding.
Crazy.
That's
hey,
why I
Mark,
like academical conversation. I don't like this street
Mark,
conversation.
I
Let's
will
talk because there
Bro,
are
I'm
people
literally
watching.
crying. Y'all are
I will
hilarious.
surgically
Man, I
Hilarious.
don't.
pull you apart in my room.
I'm
But
very bad
Kenny,
in
where
engaging on
was you
street
going? You
conversation. I
had
like to have
him.
academical conversation. The academical conversation that I want to have here is this: in the absence of customary court certificates,
Bro, we don't know
that
what you're talking
means if your dad weds you, you still got to go back to the court system and get a certificate. If the state requires that you have to be wedded at the court, you don't have a choice. You have to go by the state. But what I'm trying to say is this: between man and God,
man
you
and
are a
God.
married man. If
Between
your dad blesses you with marriage, You are a married man. I'm
So
just
did
talking about between man
Not
and
in this
God.
country.
did my
But if
God
you come back to the civil part of it of filing your tax return, no, you're not married.
did my God bless my union?
And who was it? Who blessed it for you?
I'm asking you, did my
No,
God?
God didn't bless your union.
Oh, sir, I said, did my God? Do you know which God I serve?
I don't know which God, but any God, there's got to be somebody that
Ask
has to bless.
him.
You don't bless your union. Somebody has to bless it in the name
Ekene,
of God for
box
you.
him in.
Sir,
Ask him those qualifiers.
and my Father, according to you, blessed my
Yes,
union, am I married
yes.
or am I not married?
You are
So do I need the
spiritually
certificate?
married.
So do I still need the certificate or am
You
I
did.
married?
You still do need certificates to
So then
get
I'm
the
not
state
married.
benefit.
So
No,
then
to
I'm not.
get the state benefit, you need
I
certificate.
don't need no state benefits. I'm asking you, am I married?
You are married.
Okay, so
If your father blesses your union, you are married.
so don't
In
talk to me about
Nigeria.
state benefits now. Don't talk to me about
Good.
state benefits.
You
I'm
know
not.
what? If your father blessed your union, you married. I don't have to say
In
anything about it anymore.
Nigeria.
Stop talking
I'm
to me about
helping you
my
out,
relationship
Ekene.
Then
status.
I won't
Not
talk.
here.
Then I won't talk. You're a married man. If you
Okay.
said you're a married man
I
by
didn't say
somebody
what I
blessing it,
was.
you
I didn't say what I was. I'm saying, how
Ekene,
do you
can
know
your
what I
father
was?
then
do that in the
you're not telling
United States?
if you're not disclosing to us that somebody bless your union, then you're not married, brother.
These niggas won't even disclose to me if they a stepfather. They won't even disclose to me how they date. And you want me to disclose to you if I had a private ceremony with my father on a marriage ceremony. Y'all niggas is crazy.
I got you on that one, brother.
Y'all
You
Case
niggas is
ain't
closed.
get shit
absolutely
because you had
insane.
them.
Hold on, y'all.
Because
Hold
he
on. Hold
said,
on.
how do you know if I didn't do it the way that you prescribed? You went over the river and through the woods and you had them right there. And then you talk about you want to have an
Hey, Will, you
academic,
funny,
intelligent
gang.
conversation when you had them. Because he would have to
Funny, bro.
respond to the very thing you said if you said, did you do it that way? That's all you have to say. And guess what he did? Cha-cha slide.
That nigga want to talk about that nigga want my name in his mouth so bad.
No,
like,
not like you, because I can point out 4 Instagrams that you spent mad time talking about me.
That nigga love me.
Am I lying on you,
He
Will?
love me.
Why'd you make 4
He love
Instagrams
him
about
some
me?
All right, what you got on this, Judge Bruiser?
Exactly.
What you got on this?
Love me.
I think everybody on this panel,
Please don't do it to yourself.
Just shut the hell up.
Please don't do it to yourself. Stop bothering other people's women.
What?
Stop bothering other people's women. I ran down some names.
What is this
This is the
nigga
most
talking
petty
about
shit
now?
I've ever.
This nigga's a straight crash out there.
Stop bothering Di Simone. Stop bothering Ruth. Remember, you have a resume of messing with women. Mr. Fake Preacher.
What? First of all,
stop telling that other one, the Native American, that she probably slept her way to the top. That's how she got so successful.
First of all, you need
I
to.
thought that was the most appalling thing that you could say to that woman, and you didn't apologize in real time.
I don't apologize
you're the
for
kind of
things
guy that
I
like
mean.
apologizing in the dark. You kind of implied that, and I could point it out.
I don't apologize for things I mean. I stand 10 times
You mean
down
she
on
probably
it.
slept her way to the top? That's
Can
why
you
she
get
was
off
so
my nuts
successful?
right now, bro?
Huh?
And
If
let
what?
me talk.
If what?
Oh,
Get off my nuts, bro.
I'm sorry.
No one's on your nuts.
Bro, you going to go and talk to people about me, bro? Like you
No,
conspiring
because
against
I
me?
actually view the footage, and you're just like
You going to
lack
go watch
character.
film on me, nigga? What the?
Yeah. Wait. You was one dude that lacked character, and every woman I called out, you did something horrendous to them. And guess what? Stimpy over here said, "Well, at least he apologized like 9 times." You have no leg to stand on, and you're a fake preacher.
Kenny,
I guess that didn't
you know
work
why
out
you
with the
here?
Marcus
You know why
thing.
you invited on this
So
platform?
now you and him is Judge Mathis. So
You're
let's
only
go.
good for crashing out. That's why we got you
Yeah,
here.
I know.
So you can keep clipping your ass up.
You're only good to marry somebody that makes more money than you.
How does it feel to know that you're only here for AdSense?
No, you're only here because you're living off a pension.
What?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Look at your butt buddy. Don't talk about my friend like that.
Yo, what kind of roast is that? That's like you complimenting me.
No, because I really know.
Oh my God.
You're not the man you say you are.
What am I then, bro?
A clown.
Then why do you look up to me?
Who looks up to you?
You.
You must be out your mind.
You say
Your
you
resume
envy
don't
me.
match mine, and you
You
lied.
watch
And you
film on
lied
me.
to Shannon.
You
And
watch
you
film
lied
on
to
me.
Shannon. And you lied to Shannon and said you was out on the field. You was in the office.
What?
Yeah, I did my research. You wasn't that guy.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my God, this dude.
Yeah,
Lord
you was
have
the
mercy.
military guy that said you was out there doing stuff for the country, but you was in there filing your nails.
What?
Okay, now you act like you what? Yeah, okay.
Okay, man.
That's
All right.
why you're
So
okay
you-
with somebody disrespecting
So
you.
you
and
gonna
calling
let
you
me
a
talk
sucker for
now?
this country.
You gonna let me talk?
Go.
Okay, thank you. Shut the hell up. All right, anyway.
Okay, and that you will not do.
So, first of all, if you tell a woman X, Y, and Z and you deviate from it, it's betrayal. You can call it cheating or not cheating. If you cohabitating with a woman in a monogamous relationship or monogamous situation, you can call it a relationship. You don't have to call it what it is. You in a relationship. That's just how things are. Yes, there's consequences to marriage.
That's your woman.
If you
Why she
I
telling
mean,
you
it's
that?
consequences to adultery in marriage.
Cool.
But it's only consequences if you file a divorce and you use that as something that compels you to want to file for it. But unless somebody file charges or press charges against you, there's really no consequences for infidelity in marriage. Spiritually, based on your religious belief, yes. You're going to answer to God if that's what you believe. But let's not act like people can go. There's somebody that's sitting around, waiting around the corner with a bat or some shit every time you want to pokety poke with another woman. There's no such thing as that. There's no fine, nothing. You can go have at it if you want to be honest. So I think we just drug this topic out unnecessarily to a length that just wasn't justified. And Will gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do. He gonna keep tricking and playing and whatever the hell he doing. Kenny gonna keep crashing out. And he can never lower his camera to show his waist.
Sir.
I don't know what's.
Why do you want to see my waist,
Sir, did you
homosexual?
say I was tricking?
Why do you want to see my waist, homosexual?
Sir, did you say I was tricking? I'm gonna keep going.
Well, what do you want to see down there, Darwin? I'm not.
Whatever
I'm
the hell you doing over there.
Why do you want to
Keep
see my
on doing it.
waist,
Ain't nobody
Darwin?
mad at you.
Hey, now I'm tricking. Damn.
Kenny and Kenny is over here tethering over here.
Y'all boys crashing
cool.
out, boy. I'm telling you, it's
My man
crazy,
Mark Day
bro.
is gonna keep dropping bars. And Will and my man M White and Trev gonna keep filling us with the Riz in the game like they do every week.
What?
Appreciate y'all for educating us on that.
And
Much
tricking. I
needed.
don't know if I'm dropping riz or tricking. I'm doing both.
Sweeney always dropping the facts. Appreciate you. JR, you was a good host tonight. Appreciate the show.
Kenny always crashing out. It's just like, hey.
Hey, JR, you funny, gang. You funny, gang.
Instagrams of me crashing out.
JR, you funny.
More Instagrams regarding me.
Hey, Valerie Lawrence, $10 says, I enjoy all the panelists on Lapeef, but I look forward to Will and Marcus' perspective on everything. Will's wisdom was so impressive last week. That brother was ready to fight him. They got 11. $10 says, Will argue like a bitter baby mama. Let it go, bro. Robert with the super stick. Doug Will 499 says, I don't believe Mark was a battle rapper.
Hey, yo, gang, what's the matter with you, man?
Crazy. $10 says,
No, he got bars.
Battle rapper. Calling him out and to grab the mic and Will you single. No man in relationships talks this much.
Hey, these comments is crazy, JR.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie.
$5. If Will is single, should he be able to cheat on his woman and you guys will support him? LOL. Advanced Perception, $5 says, married or not, if you get to a point where you say, that's my BF/GF, and you sleep with someone else, it's still cheating. And lastly, Advanced Perception, $2 says, using a 1099 to excuse cheating. Wow.
And technically, I ain't got no 1099. I can't claim on my taxes. Therefore, I'm free.
You don't make enough money. You poor.
I need these brothers before we get out of here tonight. I need these brothers to tell me if a single person can cheat. I ain't never known a single person to be able to cheat. You niggas is confused.
Man, you funny, gang. Y'all funny. JR,
Man,
you especially
Kid,
funny, bro.
Will, I don't know you could say that.
You the
How
funniest out of all of us,
Bro,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Kenny, your hairline
Take a run
cheating
up the
on you
road
right
and
now. You
see
need
if
to
I'm
go
saying.
lose that damn widow's peak. You got a receding widow. How you gonna have a receding widow's peak, nigga? God damn, bro.
Hell, you talking about people? Nigga, you sit to piss. Stop talking about people. Fake ass military dude. Telling Shannon you was out on the front line and
Hey,
you was in a
JR,
rock pushing.
I don't know how. I don't know how this panel formed tonight because this wasn't supposed to happen this way. But
This is crazy, bro.
My head
Man,
hurts.
well, you know, you set this up. Well, you the one that set it up like
Y'all
this.
funny, bro.
Bro, I don't set nothing up. I call you lying ass niggas out when y'all be lying.
A detector test determined that was a lie.
And my
Who's a
number
liar?
one fan. I'm actually stop being mad at Kenny. I'm just gonna start posting my Cash App because your fans want to support you. So Kenny, every time you think of me, sir, hit the Cash App. Hit the that. You want to get under my skin. You want to rub me wrong, no Diddy. Send the Cash App.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
Send the
never
Cash
missed a
App,
meal.
I'm
I'm living
gonna
comfortably.
I'm gonna give you my Cash App real quick.
For what? For what?
Hey, Bruiser, you funny,
For what?
gang. You
How do
just
I-
over it. I could just tell. Bruiser.
How do I post a comment on here? How do I post a comment? I don't know how to post a comment. How do I do this?
Man,
I don't
y'all
know.
funny, gang.
Hey, Kenny.
No, click on the hit the more or chat so you can post a comment.
Oh, hold on,
Chat.
JR. I'm sorry, Ekene. Hey, JR, can I plug something real quick?
Oh, yo, God
but-
damn.
JR, I bumped them fools. Can I plug? Hey, can I highlight something? Damn, JR, really? You gonna change black on me?
Yeah, go ahead.
JR, you dirty dog. Hey, JR, can I highlight something real quick?
And then followed up with bump them fools. That's crazy work, gang.
Look,
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so check this out. So my man JR gonna let me I was gonna host something on my platform, but I'm hosted on the Lapeef Network. So we gonna do a smoke show, and JR gonna be so kind to let me do it on like a Monday or Friday or Saturday, one of the days that none of the regular scheduled programs are running. So for those of you in the comment section, because I see some comments sometimes, people send me screenshots of some things people were saying. Y'all have y'all opportunity if y'all want to come get y'all asses roasted. So gather your thoughts, gather your points, get all your insults ready. I don't care what you say. Bring whatever concerns or doubts or you know, if it's just going to be a healthy conversation, it could be a healthy conversation. But I would like for y'all to bring y'all best.
How is it gonna be healthy if it's a smoke show?
Ekene, can you stop interrupting my plug, sir?
Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. God damn. African niggas, man. Just talk.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
So because I don't read the comment section, like I do read the comments when JR posted clips, there be some funny comments in there. But I would love for y'all to try y'all hand at challenging me and my rhetoric. Please, I welcome you. I won't be disrespectful and rude, I promise you, because I don't intend to disrespect nobody, but I will clown you if your points are fugazi. Anywho, we're gonna do that soon, hopefully within the next 2 weeks or something like that. So y'all get ready for it. Yeah, and sir, please let's bury the hatchet, dude, Kenny, or just stop talking to me, bro. Let's try to solve this
We're
tonight.
gonna be at Baltimore. You say you was doing a road trip.
Ooh, you following my every move. So I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh. When I leave Pittsburgh, I'm going to Philly. When I leave Philly, I'm going to Baltimore. When I leave Baltimore, I'm going to Pittsburgh.
That sounds like a brick drop off schedule.
So, damn, Marcus. So, sir, Pittsburgh, Philly, Baltimore.
Told me leave you alone,
DC.
man. I'm just like really.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Then
told me leave you alone.
Pittsburgh,
Bro,
Cleveland.
what are you talking about, man?
Then Philly, then Baltimore, then DC.
I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Hey, yo, Will, you not who you are, man. Stop.
I'm not trying to be nobody but me, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. We can
Go
bury
again.
the hatchet. You wanna end this and dead this?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We could just dead this feud. We don't have to keep going back and forth doing this. We don't have name calling, no call talking about people's lifestyles and families. We could be done with it, or we could stop talking to each other permanently. Would you like to? Which one you want? Which door you want? A or B?
Y'all
Door
talking
A.
about pulling up on each other? Are y'all serious, man? Y'all
Yes,
too
I'm
goddamn
serious.
grown for that.
No.
Yo, sex
Darwin,
said
stop.
leave you alone, man.
Darwin, I'm
'Cause you're
serious.
not what it
Kenny,
seems.
Bitch, what?
Kenny, door A, we can stop all of this bickering. No more name calling. No more being disrespectful. No more talking about each other to any capacity in a negative way. Or
Nah,
door B.
you went
Or
a bit
door
too
B.
far today.
We stop. Okay, so you want door B then?
You went a bit too far today. I have a
Okay,
passion for you now.
I'm giving y'all all my word. I will never address Kenny ever
That
again.
nigga said he got a passion for you.
I will never address Kenny Percival
Damn.
ever again.
My whole name? Like
Bro,
you said
that
on
nigga
them
just
4
told
lives?
he just told you a niche, Will.
I can't fake.
Like you said on them 4 lives? The one that you tried to bring authorities to my attention. I don't do that stuff no more, Will. It was a long time ago when I was a felon.
Have you
All
ever
right,
had
Dale.
dreams that
Hey, Kenny, what passion do you have for
you
Will?
had you
Why do you have a passion for him?
Yo.
Oh, hell no. I'm out here.
No. Hey, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Oh
Let me
man,
see
I
them
needed this
You have
laugh,
an
man. Y'all
apology.
are
You have an
hilarious.
apology to make. So I'm gonna put down my demands. Apologize for saying that you gonna play with firearms and
Mike sent me some
all
on my
that.
phone and
Hey,
said
man, I'll
that
leave it alone.
hog tied her. I don't have a hog tied people.
You heard what I said.
Hog tied.
Let me see them titties, baby.
Act like you ain't hear me. So that's the last time I say it.
Up, lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I ain't going nowhere.
Let me see them titties, baby.
I'm short, but my arms is long. See you soon, Will.
What?
That nigga did a bicep pose for your ass.
Meg, I hope you
Wait.
guys are not sending
Okay,
threats
hold
on
on,
a
Bruiser. I
live
seen what you
network.
do in the gym. Start curling 50s. You big and weak. Start curling 50s, then come see me.
I
No,
curl.
I saw what you was doing. Come on, I saw what you was doing. You ain't got
I'm
to
a
lie
grown
to
ass
me.
man. I curl Glocks. Pull up on me, I'm gonna bust your ass with some legs.
You couldn't even do it to the man in your friggin' shed. I don't believe you.
Okay.